Did you ever think you would make it? I still am supposed I could taste sweet victory. I know this life meant for me.
Adam, what's your point? The future looks bright.
My handshake is better than anything I ever signed. It's right here.
You are a one-of-one?
My son's right about it.
I don't think I've ever said this before.
By the way, we didn't really finish the story of what happened the other day when we went to dinner at Ritz and this lady pulls up and puts a note on Tom's car. We never did that.
Who? I can't believe.
I'm going to show.
Can you show it
Rob,
to them?
Don't show it yet because
Must be Fort Lauderdale.
No, I'm going to show
Fort Lauderdale.
And it was, by the way, it was a female's handwriting.
We're going to talk about it.
In
I don't
a crowd
want to
of
really
guys
get
in
into
Fort
it.
Lauderdale,
Do you know,
look young.
Do you know what's the worst story of the day? The story that breaks my heart. Out of all the stories that we got going on. By the way, I watched the whole debate. Did you guys watch the New York City mayoral debate? I watched the whole thing, beginning to the end, just to see where the three guys are going to be. But the story that breaks my heart, like literally breaks my heart today, and it's very difficult to do the story, is Katie Porter said, I could have handled things better in viral videos. Katie, no.
What the hell?
You handled it perfectly. Stay the villain that you are.
Come on.
Don't let these haters get to you. I'm telling you, you're a rock star.
Yeah.
Double down on being a villain. Watch what happens to you. FYI. You may not make it in politics, but you may have a great show on The View. You may be somebody that could make $6 million a year on The View. You're a rock star. Don't change at all. You'll have great sponsors over the years. There are plenty of multi-billion-dollar potato companies that would like to sponsor you. I think she's got a massive career ahead of her.
Yeah,
and I'm so disappointed. With all these critics giving her a hard time, I'm sick and tired of all of you. Leave the lady alone. Okay, she's doing a great job being a villain. And if you can't hate like she does, maybe you're the hater. Maybe you're just envious of how talented Katie Porter is. Katie, you are admired by temperamental people worldwide. They wish they could have the temper that you have. I just want to start out by giving her some love. I think she's had a rough week, and we need to. We're too tough on people at times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I could have handled things better. It sounds like the Jeffrey Toobin defense.
Tom, you're being sarcastic. I'm actually being serious about this situation here. So let me go through some of the stories that we got going on here. Trump and Putin apparently had a 2-hour call together, and they will hold a second summit on Ukraine in Budapest. No Kings protest planned across U.S. on October 18th. Wait till you see who the sponsors of these protests are that Vinny just shared with me. I got to show it to you on who is sponsoring these guys. Number 3, Trump says Modi from India, told him India would stop buying Russian oil. Now, whether they will or not, who knows? But that's what Trump is saying. The debate for New York City mayoral race was the most annoying debate I've seen in my life. I swear to God, if moderators, again, continue to disrupt within 15 seconds, 30 seconds, they were giving these guys 30 seconds to a minute to respond. That's not a flippant debate. It got to a point that moderators were debating moderators. This was so horribly done. But at the end of the day, I'll share with you who I think won. And Mamdani came out and he said the following. You ready what Mamdani said?
What did he say?
He said he would welcome Trump to World Cup in New York City. Hey, Mamdani, you know what? This could work. What if all of a sudden Trump says, we're going to change the places up because it's not going to be safe for people to come to New York City, and he leaves because it's supposed to be at the Jet Stadium. You remember when we were there when we found out this announcement? I don't know if you were with me. Were you with me when we found that we were there together? Mm-hmm. The day before the announcement was made, the night before, we knew that it was going to be at the Jet Stadium because we were at the Jets game. I don't know why we went to the Jets game. I think it was a rain out at the Yankees game.
We were supposed to go to the Yankees game, and then it got postponed and went to the Jets.
I remember.
We went and went bowling. We met Bill Clinton.
Oh, yeah, that was so
No, it was Ahmed Dibalani, the Uber driver. He was lost. We ended up at the Jets game.
He was
And the Jets
phenomenal.
lost. Yeah. Shocker. You
Trump,
don't go to the Jets game. You
by
end
the
up
way,
there.
the one thing about Trump, listen, if you want to know who talks dirty the best, you know Trump does.
I love him.
You know what Trump said?
What?
He said, black women, beautiful black women, strutting around Chicago in MAGA hats.
Amen.
And the way he talked about it, like, you know, this guy's got something for everybody.
He does. He doesn't discriminate.
No, I just think that if he had a different upbringing, he could have gone a very different direction. You know that, right? So credit goes to Mr. Fred Trump and Mrs. Trump for raising them because a different father, Trump would have been in a different game.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, Trump says photos of himself on the cover of Time magazine, maybe the worst of all time. And Gavin Newsom even took shots at it. So does Stephen Colbert. Donald Trump plans to attend the Supreme Court to watch tariff case argument. India expresses exports to U.S. plunge as Trump 50% tariffs bite. Plunge, not plums. So India exports to U.S. plunge as Trump's 50% tariffs bite. That's a BBC story.
Thing.
It is a good thing.
Not plums.
Not plums. Let the boy watch plums. No. U.S. certainly looking at striking Venezuelan territory after blowing up drug boats. And by the way, I don't know if this is true or not. They flew the plane in a certain way. Rob, do you have that part, the certain way they flew to give a signal? We won't show it right now. You just have to see this. This is comedy, folks. America's nuclear bomb is spotted on mission over Venezuela as conflict escalates. U.S. strikes another vessel off Venezuela coast, killing 6. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at what Rob just pulled up that we'll show you here in a minute. Trump confirms CIA authority. What is that word? Authorization. Authorization.
Green light.
In, I don't know if it's spelled right, in Venezuela after U.S. strikes on alleged drug boats.
Actually, it's
Nancy
not spelled right.
Pelosi, isn't it? No, I don't think
it's
it
not.
is. No, it's not spelled
Somebody
right.
spelled authorization
A
wrong.
BBC story misspelled authorization.
Oh, man.
Am I wrong? Or
I'm
No,
actually
it's
really
Dennis,
proud. You figured
were
you got
actually,
that.
You were actually
Because
pronouncing
people at
it
home
the
were
way
like, he
it's
doesn't know how to
spelled.
say authorization.
Language.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll show you that. By the way, we found something. We should go BBC, tell them, learn how to read and write. An EFL student corrected you.
Or he might be sassy. He wrote it like this.
And related news,
authorization.
English scores drop in the UK.
Nancy Pelosi, folks, was half a second away from slapping this lady in the face. She lost her temper. Okay?
You
I'm
shut
telling
up.
Her and Katie Porter should go to dinner and maybe start a podcast together.
You don't think they've been to dinner before?
It would blow up. Okay, Harry Anton, this guy, at this point, he's been doing so many of these polls. One of these days he's going to come out and say, I give up. I'm a Republican. I'm done. Like, I left the party. He's got another poll to show that's frustrating. Senator Mitch McConnell fell. You could tell he was about to fall. I think it's just getting time with these term, limits for certain people. Fetterman criticizes fellow Democrats over shutdown. I said, I follow country, then party. Bam.
God bless you.
Mamdani refuses to ask Hamas to disarm, stands by Netanyahu arrest pledge. However, he was pushed on this topic on the debate, and he was eventually forced to answer. Have you guys been following these porn videos? All these like dogs attacking
I have not, sir.
old men.
I have not seen any of those.
And the what is the company called? I don't know what the company's called. The alligator delivering a kid, opens the mouth,
Sora?
mom picks it up. It looks so real. Michael Jackson dancing.
Stealing chicken nuggets. What's scary about the
Freddie
future?
Mercury.
Freddie Mercury going, give me that potato parade, and he just runs.
Michael Jackson and Hitler having a big debate.
Yelling about who did the moonwalk first.
We'll watch this. It's funny. But this man stored AI-generated robot porn on his government computer, loses access to nuclear secrets.
I mean,
And he's got the nuclear launch codes, but apparently at work he was
can't watch robot
distracted.
porn. Yeah.
I
Listen,
mean,
if it keeps him doing his job.
It is what it is, man. I mean, it is. But anyways,
Anyway.
YouTube just ate TV. Okay, it's only getting started. Hollywood Reporter: mass-produced AI podcast disrupts a fragile industry. This company does 3,000 podcasts all through AI. You have to see this, folks. The View co-host says they want more Republicans on the show, and they claim they're too scared to come on. Stop it. You watched a Bill Maher clip and wanted to act tough. Matter of fact, why don't you post the names of the people you invited who said no to you? Please expose them. We would love to know who said no to come into The View.
Put out those emails, just like Hillary.
We'd
Show
love
us.
to do it. We'd love to see that. And then a couple other things we got
Maybe
here with
we
the
should
debate.
just drop in on Tuesday, like walk
John
into the
Bolton.
studio.
You know what happened with John Bolton? Apparently he's getting indicted in classified documents case.
You know, his mustache is getting a whole different
He's got a
charge.
great mustache.
That's
I
where he
think
was
him and-
hiding the
His
documents.
mustache is getting its own indictment.
Well, him and Tom Selleck have
Oh,
legit mustaches.
The documents were in the
You know
mustache.
you know who else has got a great mustache? Henry's got a great mustache.
Oh, Henry's is luxurious. He
Gold and silver
spoils.
hits
Magnum
record
PI.
on credit fears, U.S.-China tensions. Gold just at $42.90, folks. So meaning a kilo of gold that was only $50,000 a couple of years ago, it's now $140,000. Isn't that weird how investments work? That's how it works. That kilo you held the other day is now worth $140,000.
Jeez.
And then we got a couple other things here that we will get into Newsom, thousands fall ill as mosquito fever explodes over southern China.
Uh-oh.
We got a bunch of these stories we'll get into. But let me give you an update. I'm going to do this week. And then next week, we will not be going back through the shoe. And the reason why we're going through this, because let me show you, just so everybody knows, watch this here.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
This is how many days now?
How many days is it?
This is the only thing I wear every single flipping day.
So
my back feels better. I'm comfortable. My knees feel better. The Super Hoka trained, authentic leather, made in Tuscany, Italy. Same exact factories that you were there. We were seeing the Gucci, the Louis shoes being made. Absolutely incredible. The level of comfort that it has. But I got an update for you with sizes. The following sizes on black and brown are officially gone. So brown, size 8, 10.5, 11.5, 12, and 13 sold out.
Jeez.
Black, 8, 10.5, 11.5, 12, and 13 sold out. Navy blue, 8 and 13 sold out. Everything you do on those sizes will be pre-ordered. Do so because we have a long list of pre-orders for second week of December. And then the whites are going to be bonkers when they come out, but they only come out second week of December. For everybody else, Rob, who hasn't yet ordered the shoes, okay? Rob, can you please show the video, the commercial that we have? Is this a commercial or is this, okay, go ahead and play this clip. Go for it, folk. When we set out to create a shoe that blends comfort, function, and luxury, we had the choice to make it fast. We had the choice to make it cheap. We chose neither. Instead, we chose Tuscany, Italy. We chose true Italian craftsmanship, each pair touched by 50 skilled hands. We chose patience, spending 2 years perfecting every detail, and we chose the finest quality at every step. Introducing the Future Looks Bright collection. Not rushed, not disposable, not ordinary. Rather, intentional, luxurious, timeless. Bingo. I'm in love, man. I am so in love with this product. When a product goes perfect, it goes perfect. Rob, can you go please to vtmerch.com? Folks, if you haven't ordered for your husband, your son, yourself, order the shoes. Go to the main site. If you can go to the main site to go to the shoe, go to the next slide, Rob. I think that's the shoe right there. If you can go to, is that the page?
Yep.
Go all the way to the bottom, if that's the page, Rob, where it showed. No, that's not the page, Rob. It's on the home page that I want to say it's the next slide that's going to come up. If you go to it, the main slide to look at, if you go to F right there, click on that. Okay, go to the bottom. So here's the thing that you got to keep in mind, folks. I keep reiterating this because we've been working on this for 2 years. This is what makes it unique. Takes you seconds to put these FLBs on, okay? Laceless, the first of its kind to have the supercritical foam tech in it. When you wear it, you will feel it immediately. Anybody and everybody that I see who's worn this, the first thing they say is, I cannot believe how comfortable this is. Go read the reviews. Go read the reviews of people that have bought these shoes. So now if you buy the same thing with Berluti that matches to it, $1,840, Ferragamo $895, Xenia $1,190, Gucci $950, but they're not laceless. A couple of these are. The craftsmanship, us and Berluti were in the 5 different factories in Tuscany, Italy, and the FLB are the only ones, and I mean the only ones that have the supercritical foam in it. If you haven't placed the order yet, go to vtmerch.com, place the order. And if you want to get a surprise Christmas gift for your husband, the white ones are not going to stay on the shelves for too long. Pre-order the white ones. They look absolutely ridiculous. Having said that, let's get into the podcast. All right. So the first story I want to get into, which I think you have to start off with a superstar. And I know it's not people want to do this, but I want to do this because this is a heartbreaking story for me. When you hear somebody as talented as this individual having to come out and apologize, it bothers me. I don't like it.
I know.
It offends me a little bit. It's disturbing. Katie Porter is being asked the question of the most incredible week she had, her telling her people on her team to get the F out of the shot. Why are you asking me these questions? What kind of questions are these? I'm going to get up and walk away. Turn on the lights. Turn off the lights. There's too much. All this stuff she's doing. Now you guys force her to have to apologize. Shame on you people that are envious of this woman's ability to be a villain. Rob, go ahead and play this clip. Here's the great Katie Porter. Rob, I want to hear it. I can't hear anything. Guys, I can't hear anything.
Can't hear it.
Guys, I cannot hear anything.
Clips are not in the headphones.
Can you hear it? Because I can't hear it, guys.
It has audio. I don't know why it's not being pulled up, guys.
Is it from the back? Because I don't hear it here. Okay, let me read it while you guys trying to figure this part out. Let me tell you what I got here on page 11. All right. So Katie Porter said in a new interview posted online Tuesday that she could have handled things better.
When I look at those videos,
I hear it now.
want people to
You hear
know
that?
Rob,
that I understand.
please start from the beginning.
That I could.
Yeah, there we go. Now it's stopped.
Oh, you know why? I'm sorry about that. It's only in one. Okay, so that's why. Here it is.
Look at those videos. I want people to know that I understand that I could have handled things better. I think I'm known as someone who's able to handle tough questions, who's willing to answer questions. And I want people to know that I really value the incredible work that my staff can do. I think people who know me know I can be tough, but I need to do a better job
Own it.
expressing
Come on,
appreciation
Katie.
for the
Own it.
amazing work that my
Katie.
team does.
Just say, that's me. And you need somebody
Step
like
up.
me to point your fingers
That's the
and
bad
say,
girl.
that's the bad girl.
guy.
That's the, you should have said that.
Say good night
Somebody
to
should
the
have
bad
told
guy.
her, watch Scarface a day before this interview. You know who you are. You're Tony Montana, man. You are not this Katie Porter action. Why do you let them do this to you? By the way, let me tell you.
I will mash your potatoes.
Can you imagine like what would have happened to if she would have doubled down? It's like, yeah, I am that. And then some. What are you going to do about it? Matter of fact, we're done with this interview.
I would
and
move,
walk off.
I would move to California just to have her be my governor.
I would campaign for her.
I love her.
Listen, I think as of
stop
right
it,
now, nobody's been campaigning for her harder than I have for staying the villain. I would even put the hashtag, say, stay the villain. Why are you changing? Why are you doing to yourself? Own it.
She's so
There is a gift you got. It's a God-given gift.
Yeah.
Very few people have that gift that you got, right? The audio right now was about to bring the Katie Porter side of me out. I think Rob is intentionally doing this. He wants to see this. He wants me to say,
don't
Jake,
want this
get the
problem.
F out of the shot, Jake, right now.
Exactly.
Man, Katie Porter is one of a kind, folks. I'm going to miss her. I hope she doesn't get out. Katie, if you're watching this respectfully, just stay in the race. For shits and giggles, I say you do it, okay? Don't let all these other guys come in and bother you, okay? Do your thing. You're talented. You're gifted. You're special. You're one of a kind. You're made for TV. People like you, even though some of those people you never met in your life, but they do like you. There are many people that don't want to publicly say they like you. So continue with your journey of being a villain, and don't let anybody discourage you on this incredible journey that you're on. Vinny, what do you want to say about this? She's a gifted person. You have to recognize game.
I have a question for you when you're done.
Okay, I think you and I know we're being funny, but at the same token, I know you're being serious.
She's gifted.
You know what's crazy? I totally believe you when you're saying that. Stay with what you got. That's people actually love that. California, be like, you know what? At least she's being honest. That kind of diminishes the fire. Like, and you nailed it. If God forbid nothing happens for her for governor, whatever, the WWE. Can you imagine her running down that aisle, just going in the ring? I would watch Katie Porter beat the hell out of like one of the females in the WWE.
And if I was her campaign person, I'd be doing ads like California China trade ads, and she's sitting there looking tough, and she's in black leather, holds up a steaming bowl of potatoes. Hey G, you want some?
Adam, where are you at with
I
that?
would double down on it.
I don't know. The Scarface Al Cappuccino is in my head right now.
She's gifted.
I feel like
She's
Katie
gifted.
is like she's playing the heel in California.
Oh.
She's like
Somebody should do that Sora.
all I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for nobody.
That's, you know what, though?
She's very Scarface.
Hey, Katie, sincerely, I'm telling
love
you this
her.
right now. Go watch Carlito's Way, okay? Go watch Carlito's Way. Look what happened when Carlito tried to get soft. Learn from the great Carlito. Do not, because Benny Blanco from the Bronx is going to show up.
Oh, he's
Except
going
it's
to.
going to be Benny Blanco from Sacramento.
Yep.
Okay? Or it's going to be Benny Blanco who goes to French Connection. What is that restaurant called? French? What is
French
it called?
Laundry,
French
sir.
Laundry all the
Laundry.
time. That's Benny Blanco of California.
Pero
Right?
there's a Benny Blanco
There-
music producer. who's living in-
Carlito went
Yeah,
back
there's a
and
real
she
Benny
said,
Blanco.
don't do it.
Yeah.
The girl said, don't do it. Let's go. He made the mistake to go back and do one last favor. What happened to him?
Yeah.
Watch Scarface. Watch Godfather
PBD.
2.
Could somebody invite her here?
Shit.
Like, hold on. Can
She's
somebody?
not going to do it. She's
Come
not
on,
going to do it.
Katie. Come
PBD.
on.
Hey,
By the way, you know what?
Have fun
Let me
with
tell you
her.
right now. If she came here on the podcast, you know how I work.
I know.
Do you think if she came here on the podcast, I would let her scream and shout and curse everybody out.
1,000%.
We would endorse it. We would support it. We would welcome it.
Freedom of speech.
This would be a safe space
Of course.
for her
Exactly.
to
Let
be
it go.
herself.
Yeah, pero would you let her put a mashed potato on top of your head?
I'd let her dump like
Listen, it is what it
lukewarm.
is. It
BD,
is.
what is your obsession with her? Because this
He's not
is someone.
obsessed. He just likes people that
No,
have
it's a
talent.
little- it's a-
He's
You-
By the
slightly
way,
an
you want to know
obsession.
something? You wanna
Slightly
know?
an
Let me
obsession.
tell you something. I watched the debate. Let's go to the New York City debate. So it's Mamdani against Cuomo against
Silva.
Curtis
Sliwa, right?
Sliwa.
And there was a bunch of different moments. This is hands down the worst debate I've ever seen handled by moderators. I don't even know what company ran this debate. Was it NBC, Rob? Who was it that did this? I don't even know who it was. Let the flippin' people talk.
Is it League of Women
We're not
Voters?
there to listen to the moderators. We're there to listen to these guys talk. There's a reason why Trump's podcast got hundreds of millions of views, because we want 7-minute answers, 3-minute answers. What the hell was this all about, NBC New York? This was a shit show of a debate. We want to hear them, not you. Let them give their answers. The moment 10 seconds into the answers, they're being interrupted. I want to hear what they have to say, not what you have to say. So I don't know. This format is horrible. New York City deserves better. Everybody deserves better. But having said that, when you watch this debate, there's a moment at the end of the debate when they're trying to have some fun. And they say, if you go to such and such place, the bodega, to have breakfast, what would you order? I would order this, and no salt. Okay, great. If you have a choice between going to a Mets playoff game and going to a Knicks game, what do you go to? Okay? So Sliwa says, I would not go to the Mets game because I'm a true Yankees fan and I would go watch the Knicks play. Then they ask Mamdani. Before Mamdani answers, Cuomo answers. You know what Cuomo answers? He says, I would go half the game to the Mets and half the game to the Knicks. You know you won't do that.
Yeah.
And you know what Mamdani says? Mamdani says, that's the problem with you. Stop playing politics. What do you want to watch? What do you like?
Yeah.
You know, are you a Yankees guy? Are you a Mets guy? Are you a Knicks guy? Just tell us how you feel.
Yeah.
People respect. That's why I'm telling you, like Katie was the villain.
Yep.
Just stay that. Tell us exactly what you stand for. But anyways,
What
the
did
entire
Mamdani
debate,
say? What game is he going to?
he said he's going to the Knicks game is what he would do. He wouldn't even think about it. He says he's going to the Knicks game. Is this the moment, Rob? Yeah, play this clip. It's a 37-second clip. Go ahead, Rob.
But the Mets are playing Game 7 of the World Series on the same night as the Knicks are playing Game 7 of the NBA Championship, and you can only go to one. Which one will it be, Mr. Sliwa?
Again, which baseball team?
This is the Mets, Game 7, Knicks, Game 7. Even
I'm not going to the Mets game. I'm a Yankee fan. True baseball fans either like one or the other. I'm going to the Knicks game. That's my team, the Knicks.
Mr. Cuomo?
I'm going to go half and half. I can make it back and forth.
All right. And Mr. Mamdani?
This is what New Yorkers are sick of. Just pick a team.
What's
Come on.
your answer?
I'd be there for the Knicks.
Okay.
Okay, can you go back to the 5-second? And I hate to do this because my brain is wired. Go to 5 seconds.
All right.
Go to 5 seconds, all the way to the 5 seconds.
Okay.
I think it's a little bit inappropriate for the hand signal lady to do this. Keep going.
In Game 7 of the NBA
Watch.
Championship, and you can only go to one. Which
Watch.
one will it be, Mr. Sliwa?
Again, which baseball team?
This is the Mets, Game 7,
Spoon.
Knicks, Game 7. Even
I'm not going to the Mets game. I'm a Yankee fan. True baseball fans.
Pause. So this is like pick a team.
She did the Trump dance. is
Pick
what
a
you're saying.
team. Why can't you pick a team? Right? She's doing the Trump dance there. I can't be serious watching it. Like, just at least be serious about it. But what is this one here, Rob?
This is Cuomo talking about Mamdani's first job
this
being
is
mayor.
a great clip. Go ahead. This is a great clip.
He literally has never had a job. On his resume, it says he interned for his mother. This is not a job for a first-timer. Any day, you could have a hurricane, you could have, God forbid, a 9/11, a health pandemic. If you don't know what you're doing, people could die.
Mr. Mamdani, want to respond? And if we have a health pandemic, then why would New Yorkers turn back to the governor who sent seniors to their death in nursing homes? That's the kind of experience that's on offer here today. Well, I don't have an experience I make up for in integrity, and what you don't have in integrity, you could never make up for in experience.
Oh, that is a four-seam fastball
That
that
is
rose
the Trump you'd be
caught him
in
in the
jail
chin.
moment. That's the you'd be in jail moment. That's the Hillary.
Oh, that's
Trump.
right. Because
Listen,
you'd
be
with
in
the
jail.
finger up like this.
You know what is
you'd
funny?
be in jail.
You know what? As much as that was a victory for Mamdani,
Yes.
Who do you think would make a better mayor for New York City, Cuomo or Mamdani?
Cuomo.
It's not even a
No,
question.
of course.
It's not even a question.
Yeah.
that he would make a better mayor for. He's like, yeah, $6 billion for this, $5 billion for this. Where are you going to come up with this? Well, we're going to tax the rich, and we're going to do this by how much? And we're going to
1%,
well,
2%.
So we're going to do this. No, this is not how it works. And by the way, this is another clip. Israel, Gaza, New York City. Go ahead, Rob.
Democratic primary for him to set foot in a mosque. He had more than 10 years, and he couldn't name a single mosque at the last debate we had that he visited. And what Muslims want in this city is what every community wants and deserves. They want equality, and they want respect. And it took me to get you to even see those Muslims as part of this city. And that, frankly, is something that is shameful and is why so many New Yorkers have lost faith in this politics.
Yeah, except, that is totally false. I worked with the Muslim community for many years.
Name a single mosque you went to when you were the governor. Can you name a single mosque you went to in 10 years?
Before you were ever here.
Before I was here?
Before you were even in state government. I worked with the Muslim community. Yeah. Imams presided over State of the States. We worked in religious working groups, tolerance groups, anti-Semitic groups, etc.
All right, gentlemen.
Okay, so that's the other part, okay, which is like, hey, right now they're trying to see who's going to get the Muslim vote and who's going to get the Jewish vote. So it's kind of weird because you have to find a way to both
play.
You know
it's
what I'm saying?
On the fence.
Rob, do you have the part when they asked him about Israel and things like that? Do you have anything on that?
I can grab one.
Yeah, I thought there was something on that they went back and forth with on Hamas. Because, Rob, if you don't mind playing the one where he couldn't say anything about Hamas first, and then they brought it back up on the debate. Okay. I don't know which clip it was. I think you have it, Rob, that they're going back and forth with it. And then all of a sudden he comes back and he's like, well, do you know which one I'm talking about, Rob?
From Fox News, from the interview that he did the day before?
The day before.
Oh, yeah,
that one right there. Go ahead, Rob.
Into one that's affordable for each and every New Yorker.
But, okay, I want to get to that, absolutely. But do you believe that Hamas should lay down their weapons and leave the leadership in Gaza?
I believe that any future here in New York City is one that we have to make sure that's affordable for all. And as it pertains to Israel and Palestine, that we have to ensure that there is peace.
Wait, what?
And that is the future that we have to fight for.
But you won't say that Hamas should lay down their arms and give up leadership in Gaza.
I don't really have opinions about the future of Hamas and Israel beyond the question of justice and safety and the fact that anything has to abide by international law. And that applies to Hamas, that applies to the Israeli military, applies to anyone you could ask me about.
Okay. One last thought on that. You have said that you would arrest Netanyahu if he came to the United States. You've been very outspoken.
Into one that's affordable for each and every New Yorker.
He actually said if he came to New York, he would arrest him.
Can you go to that clip, Rob? There's a clip of him saying that. Is this it?
Would arrest Netanyahu if he came to the United States. You've been very outspoken in your criticism of him. Do you stand by that? You would arrest him if he came here, if you were mayor?
I've said that this is a city that believes in international law, and this is a city that wants to uplift and uphold those beliefs. The
United States doesn't stand by the International Criminal Court.
It hasn't signed the treaty for the International Criminal Court. The International Criminal Court, however, has issued a warrant for the arrest of Benjamin Netanyahu.
But what grounds in the United States could you arrest him on?
As it has for Vladimir Putin. I've said that I believe that we should uphold arrest warrants by the International Criminal Court, and that you should do so only in abiding with all of the laws in front of us. I'm not going to make a new law to ensure that we can actually do this.
Do you think that Commissioner Tisch would allow you to arrest Netanyahu in New York City?
I've appreciated Commissioner Tisch's leadership of the NYPD, and I think that she's done a good job at lowering crime across the city.
But do you think that she would go along with arresting Netanyahu in New York?
I can tell you that I'm going to exhaust every legal option in front of me, not to make new laws to do so.
Let me tell you guys, I don't care what anybody says. I respect the hell out of him that he's going on Fox News, staying poised, giving his answers. Love him or hate him, that's what he believes in. Period. By the way, are you sensing him breathe hard when he's giving his? You know why he's not breathing hard? Because that's exactly what he believes in.
Yeah,
that's right.
So again, remember, you have to respect it.
I do.
And if New York City votes him in,
there are, Pat. It's
one of the questions they ask on the debate is like, hey, there's this person. This lady who runs a company in New York City, she's got 1,000 employees. She's thinking about leaving the state of New York, leaving New York City. What would you do to keep her here? At the end of the debate, they actually asked the question about keeping companies here. Rob, I sent you a couple of these clips. If you don't mind going to a couple of these, the $9 billion says, I'm going to raise taxes by $9 billion in New York City. Go ahead and share this, Rob.
question is how you'll make them free.
We will fund the revenue that would have otherwise been brought in from fares. And that's something that we would do in partnership with Albany. And I've put forward 2 proposals. The first is to raise taxes on the top 1% of New Yorkers by 2%. That would raise $4 billion. The second is to raise the state's top corporate tax rate to match that of New Jersey, which would raise $5 billion.
We're going to
raise the taxes of New York City by $9 billion. Whatever way you look at this, folks, that means the $9 billion is going out of the pockets of New York City to the government to see what they're going to be doing with that. Yeah. If that excites you, awesome. Yeah. Let's celebrate staying in New York City. If it doesn't, you may want to make some moves. Rob, go ahead and play this clip. This is about Mamdani wanting 52%. I just want to sell you guys the dream on what the possibilities are if you guys vote for a guy like this. Go ahead, Rob.
So a lot of individuals in this city pay more than 50% of their income in taxes. When you talk about a fair share, how much more than, what is the fair share? What's the number?
I've said that we should increase personal income taxes by 2%.
Is fair.
And my point is this:
give up more than half of your income.
If you're making $1 million in New York City or more than that, you can afford to pay 2% more. And the reasons you can afford to do so is because that money will be used to better your quality of life as well.
Yeah.
Because when I speak to the wealthiest New Yorkers, I hear concerns about the cleanliness of the city, the quality of life in the city, questions of public safety. This money is the money that will be used to deliver on those things so that we can ensure that we have a return on investment for all of the money that we are raising and spending right here across the 5 boroughs.
So Tom, what are you thinking about all this stuff? Because the likelihood, what does the poly market say right now of
90, 10, and barely 1 as far as 90%.
So as of right now,
Mamdani's 90% almost.
90%, unless if Mamdani does what the great Pierre Poilievre did in Canada, he's winning. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
Wow.
And Kalshi is
buy a house in Florida, folks.
Right. And Kalshi is a little bit more accurate on elections, but you don't need a sundial to judge this one. Yeah, that's what I think is going on. I think he's heading for a win. You do not have anything super dynamic or different coming out of the Cuomo camp. And you've got a lot of young people who are just having someone yell at them and saying, free, 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 here, here, here. And that's what it is. And Vinny, before you have an aneurysm, what's on your mind?
It's an inside prayer.
But he just makes a great point, and it's like, and here I'm curious, Tom. What are New York? Is it that they're buying the BS meaning? And I understand that he's being truthful what he's saying. People think, is it the belief of like, remember when Obama came in, Tom, and you saw black people in the street going, he's gonna pay my rent, he's gonna give me a free cell phone. They swallowed, they took it all in, and he did nothing for them, zero. In this case, is he selling the whole free buses, free this, free that? Mind you, you're gonna pay for it. You're still gonna pay for it. The rich are gonna pay more. What's the?
So what it is? They're not doing math, and they're reacting on emotion, and they are being herded together as a victim voting bloc by the Democrats.
Got you.
Democrats, playbook, find a victim, exploit it, say, I will rescue you, everyone else, bad, 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 and that's how you get the voting bloc. There have been so many times where they are outed and they don't get it. We go back to 2015. Neil Cavuto was on a show, and there was this very, very famous girl, and I think her name was Kylie or whatever. She goes on Neil Cavuto, and she's screaming about free college. And she is an activist and an organizer of free college for all. And she says, hey, we're going to tax all these people. We're going to do all these things. Yeah. And then Neil Cavuto turns to her, Keely Mullen, and says, do you know if we tax the rich for everything, it would only pay for Medicare for 3 years? And she goes, what? If you took the entire wealth of everyone.
It's a 9-minute clip, but that's
it's a 9-minute clip, but it's in.
That's
and
her.
Neil Cavuto, very smooth, just like a loving under. He goes, Keely, you guys are out there marching. Do you know if you took every penny of wealth from all of the people you're labeling as wealthy, it would only pay for Medicare for 3 years? Do you understand? She goes, that can't be right. We have to tax the rich. He said, no, it is right. That's the math. And he was gentle with her because she got absolutely owned. This resulted in, she had so much publicity after that. She's going on Fox to get publicity for the free college and the Million Student March. She got publicity. Yeah. She got publicity. And that's what it is. It's an emotional response without a spreadsheet.
Yep, I think that's the part.
Watch this, folks.
Now,
Yeah, they are, and that's a problem.
All right, but they've done studies on this, kid. I don't want to get boring here. But even if you were to take the 1% and take all of their money, tax it 100%, do you know that couldn't keep Medicare, just Medicare in this country going for 3 years? Did you know that?
If we're to a point where the rich is paying 100% on their taxes, then we're on the road to socialism, and we're going to have a completely different type of public infrastructure.
No, what I told you is that even if you took all the money from the rich who you say are getting away with murder, and you took it all away, it wouldn't support one entitlement in this country for 3 years.
I don't believe that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I
That's
just
it.
don't.
Like, I don't believe your
stat.
By the way,
to me.
pause this.
Neil Cavuto could have obliterated her. He was
Can I tell you
trying to be
something?
like a loving uncle.
Yeah, so this morning I'm watching the debate back and forth, and then I'm looking for this clip. Right now while I'm on here, I'm like, we have to show this clip. I didn't save it, unfortunately. Humberto texted. I got to give shout out to Humberto. Watch how awesome this video is. They asked the question, if you made $1.5 million, Adam, you can't participate in this for a second. Just hear me out.
Okay.
If you made $1.5 million, I'm going to ask Vinny. In New York City, if you made $1.5 million, how much do you think you keep?
From $1.5 million?
Yeah. We have a progressive tax, so just kind of think about what do you think it would be that you take home?
Take home?
Net take home pay.
35 to 40%?
No. That's going to be it's going to be more than that. But what do you give me the dollar amount? What do you think that you take home?
Out of that?
$1.5 million. Tom, what do you think you take home?
1.1.
You're going to be somewhere around $700,000.
Okay, watch this clip. Go ahead, Rob.
Here's what a $1.5 million salary looks like in New York City. So if someone makes $1.5 million, you don't take home all that money. Correct. You probably take home, if I had to guess, $900K. Okay, we'll see. Federal tax. Guess how much it costs? If you live in New York City, that's a huge one. I'm going to say it's 30% of your salary. Okay, roughly 33%. It's $506,470. So already you're not a millionaire. Correct. That's stupid. Next is state tax. This is the last one I'll have you guess. Okay, I'm going to say 5% of your salary. I can't do the math off my head. I think it's closer to 10 to 15. State tax is $143,978. Jesus.
Little less
Then
than
you
that.
have
Little
city
less than
tax.
10, 9.5.
$57,705.
On the island, Manhattan.
They have a city tax to live in New York City. Yeah. That's why why don't you just live in Jersey City? Next, you have Social Security, which is $10,918. Then you got to pay for Medicare, which is $33,450. Paid family leave, it's a fraction. It's only $355. Still, it's money. That comes to a total tax percentage of 50.2%, which is $752,876. So you're making less than half of the money that you earned that year. Correct. The money you earned that year, your net income would be $747,124.
Mamdani wants to take $9 billion of it out.
So, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How long does a mayor stay his term? How long is it? 4?
4 years.
How long do you think till they feel like what he's going to be pushing?
Oh, they're going to feel it
reality?
immediately.
No, I'm talking about like Adam. Give me a time.
I'm going to tell you why.
Go ahead, please.
Because you know who the most excited people are for Mamdani to come in and be the mayor of New York City? It's not anybody in New York. It's what's called Florida realtors. They're sitting there. You ever see that meme where the guy's just sitting there like, They know it's coming.
Behind the tree.
Come to daddy.
They know it's coming. The most excited people in the mayoral race, they're rooting for Mamdani or the Florida realtors. I know all of them. They're just sitting here, come to daddy. Now,
so the millionaires, Adam, are going to leave. The
billionaires and the millionaires, they're out the door. During
balloon.
COVID, I think $29 billion was like, we out.
Jeez.
And they came to Florida and they went to Texas. We've seen this before. Now it's going to be not just COVID. This is the complete system structure of New York City being like, F you.
Adam,
so,
dude, like,
and Vinny, you know what happens?
Are New Yorkers, like, honestly, that's a 90% he's going to win.
New Yorkers
how
are that
stupid are you?
New Yorkers
I'm
are
sorry.
that liberal.
What is going on in here that you're not listening to people like us? You're not. Are you paying attention? He's telling you exactly who he is. He's telling you exactly who he supports. He couldn't even say Hamas. Think about this. He couldn't even say Hamas. Put your weapons down. Like, what are we even talking about?
He eventually said this, by the way. Go ahead, Rob.
Assemblymen will not denounce Hamas. The assemblyman will not denounce Hassan Piker, who said America deserved 9/11. The assemblyman just said in his response, well, it depends on occupation. That is code, meaning that Israel does not have a right to exist as a Jewish state. which he has never acknowledged. That is from the river to the sea. That's why he won't denounce globalize the intifada, which means kill all Jews.
Let's give Mr. Mamdani a chance to respond to that.
I want to be very clear. The occupation is a reference to international law and the violation of it, which Mr. Cuomo has no regard for since he signed up to be Benjamin Netanyahu's legal defense team during the course of this genocide. And I find the comments that Hassan made on 9/11 to be objectionable and reprehensible. And I also think that part of the reason why Democrats are in the situation that we are in, of being a permanent minority in this country, is we are looking only to speak to journalists and streamers and Americans with whom we agree of every single thing that they say.
Watch what he's
we
about to
need
say.
to take the case to every person, and I'm happy to do that, which is why I was on Fox News yesterday talking about how I wish it was more like NASCAR so we could see all the billionaires who are sponsoring you
Mr. Mamdani,
right on your
thank
suit
you.
jacket.
On your suit jacket.
So you said something earlier, like he's telling us exactly who he is. I don't know if he is. Because what I've learned, if any politician that wants to run for election, do this. Just start smiling and just give that snake oil. Yes, yeah, no, I definitely don't want to globalize the intifada. No, I don't believe in the river to the sea. I would never. Although his entire track record and resume is a Hamas sympathizer and Free Palestine supporter.
Yeah.
And if we want to understand, you're like, I don't understand the people in New York City.
I don't.
I don't understand the people in New
really
York City. They're going to get exactly what they paid for. They're going to get exactly what they want. And to the people who are like, the Jews control the world. Do you know, other than Tel Aviv, where most Jews live, in the entire world, New York City. If they can't control their own freaking city and put a mayor in that they want, they don't control shit.
Yeah, and past
actually a good point.
all of the
Very good point.
very good point, and past all of the heavy emotional points
They've
like
lost their
that
touch.
one,
The Jews
that
have
is
lost their
real.
touch in
We
New York.
lost it, guys. But something tells me we're going to get it back.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, they better
Check
hurry
this
their
out.
ass
Watch
up.
what
They
happens.
lost their mojo.
We're going to globalize the intifada,
Vinny,
I'm telling you.
I have a question for you.
They better have, Tom, if it's math and numbers, I'm going to
No,
get
it
the hell
has
out of
nothing to
here.
do with
Tom,
math.
do not
but
break
it does.
that.
What's
Ronnie's
28%
brain.
of 73 million?
What is the
Potato.
There is something that the government can do, the federal government, the states can't. Print money. Now, it's not printed anymore. It's issued.
Okay.
And they can't issue money. The states go to the federal government to get grants when they can't make their budget, maybe because of a natural disaster. And so it gets declared a natural disaster, money comes fed. But now watch this. Here's what happens to the states, and it's happened in California. They don't have enough money, so they issue bonds, and investors get to buy these bonds. California is up to its,
Watch it.
Yeah.
Don't say it,
I know
Tom.
where you're going.
up
Tom,
to
don't-
its
you-
butt
yeah.
in
thank God you
bonds.
didn't go there.
And
No.
when, guess what will happen? New York City can issue bonds.
Yeah.
And people will see these bonds. 5 new kindergartens for $500 million. Seems fair to me. And they vote for the bond, but it has to be paid for with the tax dollars. So guess what happens? The bonds become a credit card for the city, and they never issue the services. Why did the high-speed rail never get built in Central California? The money was used to pay interest on the bonds and everything else. They never got there. New York City is going to lose the best of its business, the best of its taxpayers, the best of its freaking soul of citizens who have lived there, grown up
They
there,
don't care.
and want to be
Tom.
there. They're going to lose it.
Tom, words talk, numbers
and then
scream,
they're
Tom.
going to issue bonds.
They don't care
and
about
the
math.
services he's
They
talking
don't care about
about.
math. They don't
He
care about
can't buy
taxes.
the services
They
he's
care
talking
about
about.
Hamas.
Tom, it is October 17th. Okay, day before national holiday, but it's October 17th right now. Okay,
That no Kings protest.
we are 16 days away from whatever this 17 days away from
Election.
Do you disagree with me?
Tom, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Don't
What I'm
disagree
saying
with
to
Tom.
you,
He's gonna get very
what I'm
upset
saying
about
to you right now is, this guy's winning,
I
and
agree.
he's going to be the mayor.
I
And we're going to watch the financial capital of the world.
Yep.
If they allow him to do what he wants to do, turn into a shit show, just like that guy from Chicago mayor that said, I'm not going to be
Brandon
raising
Johnson.
taxes, who is now raising taxes. We're going to watch that happen to a once great city called New York City. And this guy's probably going to win. It should be Cuomo. Cuomo should be winning. But Cuomo didn't campaign as if he was behind. Unfortunately, Cuomo campaigned as if he was ahead. That's what Cuomo did. And watching Curtis Sliwa in the debate, you know how many times Curtis Sliwa went after Cuomo? Probably 9 times.
Wow.
I'm telling you, Probably 9 times. Do you know how many times Cuomo said, I agree with Curtis? Probably 7 times. So what Cuomo's doing, Cuomo's hoping Sliwa drops out, and Cuomo's hoping that the Republican voters that are supporting Sliwa hear Cuomo say, I agree with Sliwa, to go to him. But Curtis Sliwa is not playing like he's going to be out. He went after him 9 times, hardcore, in the middle of his answers. If the flipping moderators would let them do the talking instead of debating each other, he kept going after Cuomo. So to me, Mamdani is coming to a New York City pizza shop, hot dog stand, game, Mets, Yankees, Knicks, whatever it is. You're going to see that smile everywhere. The guy's a better politician to run for small little contests like this. The guy's got a better ground game. The guy's shaking more hands. The guy's going out there doing his thing. And even Sliwa's got a better ground game. When they talked about how many, mental institutions. They said about there's 300 of them, and they're pushing Sliwa. Sliwa's like, I've gone to 100 of these myself. So Sliwa is doing the groundwork. When they asked him questions about the streets and shutting down he had done that work. But it looks like America wants New York City, majority, want Mamdani. And we're going to see what's going to happen to New York City, Mamdani. He's got that smile of a politician, and he's doing his thing. So
Smile
again,
of a snake oil salesman,
listen,
but that too. Politician,
but you know
snake
what he
oil
did
salesman.
say? Here's what he did
same
say.
thing.
Mamdani says he'd welcome Trump to to World Cup in New York City. Okay,
That's
he
nice.
would welcome Trump to World Cup in New York City. Go ahead, Rob. And if you can find a reaction from Trump to this on, you know which one I'm talking about. Go ahead, Rob.
President Trump's going to make a huge deal out of the 250th anniversary of New York City. So maybe there's an example there. And he and his family, his son is a huge soccer fan. So would you welcome them to New York to enjoy the World Cup with you?
I would welcome them to come to New York City and also to talk about how we can actually lower the cost of living, because that has to be the focus. And frankly, that's a promise that's been broken. It's time to fix it. And that's what I'm running to do.
And what did Trump say? Do you have what Trump said about it? Where I think there's a quote from Trump saying, look, if the cities are not safe, World Cup may not even come to your city.
Yes, that was in regards to Boston. Give me 1 second. I can pull that up.
Yeah. So Tom, what can Trump do to say the World Cup game will not come to New York City? Does he actually have the rights to be able to do that? Or there would need to be a massive, where the city is having riots and challenges and it's not safe for them to have the games go there? Could he do that as the president with an executive order?
I think he could pick up the phone and he could seriously influence where these World Cup games are taking place. The logistics they need, the international travel, everything that's going there, if he found a good and strong reason, or he chose to make life difficult for FIFA, he could cause it. But can he just turn to his left and say, no game for New York? No, it's not that easy. But he could bring a hell of a lot of pain to bear. I mean, just ask Venezuela how many different ways Trump can bring influence on you, even if he doesn't control it.
Yeah, Rob, did you find it?
Yes. World Cup. Yes, right here.
But a smaller city like Boston, he could exert big influence
watch
fast.
this, folks.
Boston, I know the games are sold out, but your mayor is not good. The answer is yes. If somebody is doing a bad job, and if I feel there's unsafe conditions, I would call Johnny, the head of FIFA, who's phenomenal, and I would say, let's move it to another location. And he would do that.
Because they're building stadiums.
That's what I said. He would call FIFA.
Have they started all that, Tommy? Like building the stadiums and all, like?
They're using a lot of NFL stadiums. It's going to be the MetLife Stadium where the Jets and Giants play.
Okay.
And
around
that's going to be All right. They're using all the big stadiums.
Just one
Unlike
last piece
Qatar
here.
that built that one big,
and
very
nothing
suggestive
happens.
stadium.
Yeah.
Just doing math real quick. Regarding the mayoral race, Mamdani is a socialist Democrat, right? He has 90% of the vote right now, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay. You have Cuomo, who's been a Democrat his entire life. Now he's an independent.
Yep.
He's somewhere around 10%. You have Curtis Sliwa, who's literally less than 1% in the race right now.
Yep.
As I think he's a Republican,
I
right?
think they're pretty good in the debate.
So here's the challenge that we have to understand in New York City. This is why I say New York City is going to get exactly what they deserve. They've let socialism fester since the Great Recession in 2009. They've let that fester since the Occupy Wall Street. They've just let it fester as if it was just going to just subdue and go nowhere. And they're going to get exactly what they pay for here. We have a full-on mayoral election where the Republican is not even getting 1% of the vote. That's New York City for you.
Good.
That is not New York.
Well,
because if like in the last election in
these
New York,
these are election odds.
yes,
not,
election odds. Correct. That's what I'm talking
not
about. Tom.
voter.
Exactly. The last election with Kathy Hochul and the other gentleman, Lee Zeldin, I believe, it was a pretty damn close race for the state of New York. But this just shows you how far gone New York City has gone to the left, where it's not even a socialist Democrat. Let's be real here. He's a full-on communist Islamist.
He's a Marxist.
Smiling. Hi, guys. Vote for me. And you know what? New York City is that gullible that they're going to fall for it. And they're going to exactly what they deserve. Whereas as you juxtapose the actual race of New York, this was, I think, 2 years ago, where it was sort of neck and neck, within the margin of victory, almost 6%. So New York City is going to get exactly what they pay for. And I'm sorry, but you guys let socialism fester for the last decade. You're going to get exactly what you deserve with this guy.
I think is trying to give $1 million. I think all the money in the
too
world
late,
is not
right?
Bill
gonna
Ackman, I have
change.
massive respect for it. So too
People
little.
want to
too
get
late.
punished. You're going to get it.
It's done. It's done. It's done. Mamdani is there.
We're going to see.
And
we got less than a month left, right?
We got like 2 weeks left. And if Cuomo goes on a campaign run and he needs to play offense,
it's too late.
At the highest level.
Should have done that 6 months ago.
He needs to play offense. He needs to go out there and play offense, and they're not doing it. I think the momentum is on his side. He's got the young face, the young smile, the young charm. It's going to help him out.
It's like an old establishment versus a young progressive. It's like the epitome of like Chuck Schumer running against AOC.
Yeah.
Chuck might have better
go to the
ideas,
next
but he's
thing,
old as hell.
All right, let me show you a couple of things before we get into Venezuela. And here's 2 clips. You talk about old people, okay? And one is Nancy Pelosi, one is Mitch McConnell, okay? Let's start off with, Nancy Pelosi first, Rob. She's got. Listen, her and Katie Porter have similar tempers. Look, there's a part of this.
She doesn't change, though. This one doesn't change, man.
No, but
She
she's a
doesn't move.
Look at this, folks. Watch this. Watch this.
Congresswoman Pelosi, are you at all concerned that the new January 6th committee will find you liable for that day?
Great hair from this angle.
Are you at all concerned about the new January 6th committee finding you liable for that day?
Watch this. And
why did you refuse the National Guard on January 6th?
Uh-oh.
Shut up. I did not refuse the National Guard. The president didn't send it. Why are you coming here with Republican talking points as if you're a serious journalist?
The American people want to know. We
Watch
still
the
have
smile
questions.
of the journalist.
Thank you.
I love
Watch
her.
the smile.
Like, I know I got a clip.
She got a clip.
I love her.
That's the beauty of journalism.
She got it. So, Vinny, what are you thinking about this with Nancy Pelosi?
She's lying.
Don't you have the clip? Like, don't you
I
have
sent
the,
it. Yeah, Rob,
you
I
have
think
it?
I sent you the clip of her. If you just put Nancy Pelosi turning down January 6th. Look at
Was this the one in the car?
Stephen's son.
In the back of the car?
Stephen's son, who was the chief of Capitol Police, said, and Rob, you could put Stephen's son on top of that as well. He said multiple times, Patrick, he kept asking. They knew what it was going to be happening. They knew it was happening, and they kept denying it. Then the FBI had to admit recently they had 275 FBI agents walking around, some other guys. Bro, let's just stop playing games. Not us. I'm talking about the Democrats out there. You know exactly what happened. They set everything up. They wanted it to be mayhem. And then they started shooting paintballs and all that stuff into the crowd to make it happen because they wanted to use it to keep Donald Trump out of the White House. And it backfired. This is her. This is Nancy Pelosi, the shut up, yelling, angry lady, denying the National Guard. Go ahead, Rob.
Responsibility, Terry.
Yeah, Terry.
We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have.
Oh, wow.
This is ridiculous.
Watch your
You
daughter.
ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural stuff that should we call the Capitol Police? I mean the National Guard? Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?
They thought that they had sufficient
That
resources.
is not a question of how they had. They don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them just prepared.
And
for
Stephen's
war.
son, Rob, if you could look, Pat, this
What does
guy.
that mean, she takes responsibility?
She takes
What does that
responsibility.
mean
'cause
exactly?
Right here.
she's- Yeah, this is it.
This is a tweet from Nancy
Ma'am,
Pelosi.
it's
then
long
Steve.
past, to be honest, with the American people. On January 3rd, I requested the National Guard assistance on the 3rd, 3 days before, but your sergeant at arms denied it. All right, under federal law 2 U.S.C. 1970, I was prohibited from calling them in without specific approval. And again, he says, your sergeant at arms, again on January 6th, denied my urgent request for over 70 agonizing minutes, running it up the chain for your approval. So some would say, Pat, that they were like, you know what, guys, let's let this thing freaking burn because this guy is still going to be a threat and he's still going to want to run for president. It's unbelievable that what they did, and that all of it is starting to unravel. And I hope to God she gets freaking held accountable for what she did. She does, because she's at fault. She's at fault.
So, by the way, she's 85 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, and where she's at, she's being called out. Now, this is Mitch McConnell. Mitch
Oh,
McConnell
man.
is simply trying to walk. At least Nancy can walk. By the way, I don't know what it is to be 83 or 85, but there's a president who's 79 about to turn 80, and he's doing fine walking. It's very, everybody ages differently. Here's Mitch McConnell. Go ahead, Rob. It's tough to watch because you can tell his knees are buckling.
Yeah. And they let him go right here, like guide him.
Taking working people off the streets
Look,
and kidnapping
he
them.
needs the guy. Like, what do you?
And
Why'd
he
you
hit
let go?
His shoes hit each other. No
Yeah.
step. Nothing on the floor. His two shoes bumped
feel
into
bad-
each other.
like,
He
you feel
tripped
bad
himself.
for the guy.
bad.
That's so sad.
Yeah, excuse.
You can get up and smile.
And
Why don't you just leave the business?
They keep out.
Go
Let me tell you
sit
something.
on
You know
the
why?
sidelines.
Because they want to
Enjoy your grandkids.
Can I finish though? That's Pat. That is. They don't want to let go of that power. Them, the Chuck Grassley's, the Nancy Pelosi, and the one thing, just to go back about January 6th, what infuriates me is what they did to all those people. They knew what they wanted, Pat, and they put so many people in jail, like in solitary confinement, because they wanted to make an example. Don't ever question us. Don't ever go against us. Or grandmothers that were waving a flag are going to go into jail. People that weren't even there got put in jail, and that was their attempt to shut any freaking dissent. Anybody that wants to fight back for America, because they know we got cheated, they try to, and they did. They've ruined so many freaking people's lives. They have police records for the rest of their lives. Insurrection. It's absolutely horse. January 6th was such a freaking sham. And I had somebody message me the other day about the thing with the Lincoln Project. Remember, January 6th was worse than 9/11. Shut up. What was his name?
That was
Steve Schmidt. Get the hell out of here, bro.
Your boy
Guy
Schmidt.
connected you?
Somebody, no, not him. Somebody
Steve Schmidt connected you?
Some guy goes, that's how I found you, and I downloaded Connect to let you know that you ruined that guy because the January 6th stuff is coming back up.
There's two issues here, and both of them are in plain sight. January 6th was a sham. There were over 250 federal agents that were actually facilitating or agitating themselves. You have Nancy Pelosi in the car. You know, it's not AI. That video's been out there. So we all know J6, and hopefully we get justice for the Americans that went to prison and the things that happened. And our president came out quickly with executive orders. Big help. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for all that. The second issue that's in plain sight is look at the condition of Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell. They're holding on to handlers.
That's tough.
The way, and I'm not going to pick on age. They are suffering the natural progression of an aging person.
Yes.
It doesn't make them bad. It just makes them very old. And the people that are keeping them in power, Vinny, I want to give you just a little calibration on it. It's not them, although it is them. It's the apparatus that's around them that's using their votes in this industry, that industry, and is using their power to get the things they want. Mitch McConnell does not look like he's read a 20-page congressional briefing on a key piece of legislation in a long time.
Yeah.
He has had slurring issues. He's had almost what looks like he's starting
out.
to have a stroke. It was terrible, terrible.
Yeah.
You know what? So if you should take a tip, government of America, from corporate America. Corporate America, why are they concerned about the vitality of their CEO and their board of directors? Because they owe a return to the shareholders.
Yes.
And the shareholders have a habit of suing directors if they don't do it right. Check this out. Most the majority of the S&P 500 have a policy of 70 or 72 years old for directors on their boards. Did you know that, Pat? Majority, so more than 50% of the S&P 500 say at 70 to 72 years old, you need to retire your board seat or put somebody else in there. Target used to have a mandatory retirement age of 65 for the CEO. They just recently extended that. Just to hear some examples. IBM had a 60. They encouraged at age 57 the CEO to put in a transition plan. Age 60. That was followed to the letter by all the CEOs up to and including Sam Palmisano. Ginny Romnetti was doing well, first woman CEO of IBM, and her transition plan went to specifically 63, so it was about a 3-year plan, but at age 60 it was in place apparently. She retired in 2020. And then the current CEO, Arvind Krishna, is now over 60. However, there's already discussions about putting the plan in place. And the director retirement age for IBM is mandatory by the 74th birthday. So why is it that corporate America takes a look at the aging that says, are you still a good advisor? Yes. Are you still a healthy person with vitality? Yes. But are you ready for the rigors of the 18-hour workday of being a CEO?
If that applies to, Fortune 500 companies, why does that apply to the Fortune 1, which is United States of America?
Thank you very much.
And why?
So,
would you approve, or would you all agree that when it comes to government, when it comes to the people that are making decisions that affect our lives, at 65, every year the ones that are making the Chuck Grassley's having mental acuity tests? I'm talking about record them. I want to see them take a freaking test. And if you don't pass, you're out. If you can't answer simple questions and you're not there, and you need somebody, by the way, if you need somebody to guide you and walk you around, you're not there. And I'm sorry, you're making decisions that are going to affect my life.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I don't know about the mental acuity test, but the biggest test that they have to pass is, do the voters want to vote for this person? And in the case of Mitch McConnell, this guy's 187 years old. How old is he? This guy's obviously not there.
Believe it or not, Pelosi's older.
She's older.
Okay, the Pelosi's 84 years old. But the point is this: there's a difference between being 80 and completely cognitive and healthy. Trump is 79, doesn't sleep, works his ass off. Yep. You're not going to get me to tell me his age is a factor.
Those are Big Macs.
Nancy Pelosi, as much as you may disagree with her or not like her, she's still all there. Mitch McConnell's 83 years old. The guy's barely functioning. It's weekend at McConnell's out here. And this is elder abuse. And the people of Kentucky continue to vote this guy. He's the longest standing Senate majority leader in, I think, U.S. history, 18 years.
No,
so,
I'm done with these guys.
What is the most powerful predictor in our elections? One word.
What is it?
Incumbent.
Okay, exactly.
Statistically speaking,
yeah, you're right.
It's the most powerful word.
Listen, with age comes wisdom. I get it. But, Maxine Waters is 86. Chuck Grassley, I want to say, is 95 years old, something like that. Nancy, we just said 84. Steny Hoyer, I believe, is 85. Bernie's 83. Bernie still got it. Yeah. Trump still got it. But what they're doing to this guy McConnell is absolutely
Remember Dianne Feinstein? She was basically dead. And they just wheeled her into Congress.
She actually had died 3 years prior if they forgot to tell her.
They didn't tell her. Mother, she's in there voting. And you hear her assistant. Look at her. God rest her soul. But her assistant had to say, Mrs. Feinstein, say yes. And she went,
But it just goes to show you, Tom makes a great point. People to go into the voting booth. And if you ever try to vote in any sort of election, bro, you need to have a master's in politics to understand what's even happening.
We got it. They're old. God bless them. Everything is fine. Future looks bright.
You vote for an old person like that?
Okay, so let's go to the next story here. Next story I want to get into is, where was it? I was just like, okay, John Bolton, ex-Trump advisor John Bolton, no relation to Michael Bolton. So John Bolton indicted in classified documents case. This is not looking pretty. So let me read this to you, Rob, if you can play the clip. Okay, there it is. Okay, former White House National Security Advisor John Bolton was indicted Thursday for improper handling of classified documents. Fox News Digital has learned Bolton, Maryland home had been raided by FBI agent in August. That search was focused on classified documents. Agents believe Bolton possessed the list of more than a dozen items seized from Bethesda, Maryland, home of President Trump's former national security advisor, was indicted in search warrant documents filed with the U.S. District Court U.S. District Court, District of Maryland. Among the technology seized from Bolton's home were 2 iPhones, a red one with 2 camera lenses and a black one in a black case, and 3 computers, including a silver Dell XPS laptop with cables, a Dell Precision Tower computer model 3620, and a Dell Inspiron 2330 computer. According to the search warrant documents, 1 Seagate hard drive and 2 SanDisk 64-gigabyte USB drives were also seized. Rob, is there anything else in this clip than what I said?
I don't believe so, but I do have this clip. This is President Trump reacting to the indictment yesterday.
Go ahead.
Was just indicted by a grand jury in Maryland. Do you have a reaction to that?
I didn't know that. You tell me for the first time, but I think he's, a bad person. I think he's a bad guy. Yeah, he's a bad guy. It's too bad, but it's the way it goes.
The case against him?
That's the way it goes, right? That's the way it goes. Will I what?
Have you reviewed the case against him?
No, I haven't. I haven't. But I just think he's a bad person. Okay, anybody else?
Tom.
I love it. And I love the way the president finds a way simply to say bad 11 times. And it's fabulous. Look, the chickens are coming home to roost. It's all coming back. I worry about the boomerang effect from administration to administration in the future. That kind of bothers me because it's just going to be this pendulum that goes back and forth, that we got all this economic stuff to do. Yeah. We have all this international stuff to do. We have all this energy stuff to do. We have an energy crisis right now. Most people don't know about electricity generation crisis in the United States, nobody knows about. And, he deserves what he's getting. John Bolton deserves what he's getting. It's not that he doesn't deserve it. It's that the weaponization of justice is now going to be, it's like it's going to be a permanent, this is the way I see it, Pat. It's going to be a permanent cabinet post, right? The Secretary of Retaliation. Every president's going to come in and have a Secretary of Retaliation. In Trump's case, look at all the indictments that were dropped. Look at the way they went after him. Look at the way they went after him in Georgia. Look at the way they happened in New York. Look at the way they overstated the value of Mar-a-Lago. Look at the way they invaded Mar-a-Lago. Look at all that. And then Biden had boxes of stuff by his ancient Corvette in his ancient garage in his ancient home in Delaware. So it's not like it's not real. It's not like it's not legal, valid, and appropriate. I just worry that over time, it's going to be used for ticky-tack. John Bolton is not a ticky-tack crime. That's a real crime, and this guy deserves it.
100%. Tom, I'm with you, and I'm gonna say I'm feeling a little satisfied because what have I been saying for 2025? Accountability. Okay,
you're getting it.
I'm so. Remember, you talking about hope? I'm not. I have to be honest. I didn't have because I was like, it wasn't happening at my pace.
Your mind was telling you no.
But my body was telling me have hope. And by the way, this is the same guy. Rob, you have the clip after Mar-a-Lago was raided. This is the guy that was demanding that the DOJ moves rapid. Go ahead, play this mustache. Go ahead. Play this clip.
Mustache
of the highest level of sensitivity. Or they may not. We just don't know. So we could speculate all night here. I'd prefer that the Justice Department move as rapidly as possible as they can through this in order that as much as can be made and would be made public is done as quickly as we can. Because otherwise the department is left out there twisting in the wind, to use a Watergate phrase, and it doesn't have adequate defenses against the political
Rob, you can
onslaught.
stop his mustache. Accuse the enemy of what you are doing. He is the epitome of the freaking deep state. Do you remember what he said about Julian Assange?
Oh, I have that.
Oh, this was a good one. He said he deserved the... Go ahead, I don't even want to say it, Rob. Go ahead.
He's committed clear criminal activity. He's no more a journalist than the chair I'm sitting on. The information that he divulged did, in fact, put many people in jeopardy. It undercut the ability of the United States to have confidential diplomatic communications, not just with other foreign governments, but in many countries with dissidents, people who, even speaking to American diplomats, could find themselves in trouble. And so, he's been complaining about his treatment over the past period of time. He's the one who sought asylum in the Ecuadorian embassy. Now he faces extradition to the United States. I presume he will get due process in the United Kingdom to determine whether extradition should go forward. And when he gets to the United States, he'll get due process here. And I hope he gets at least 176 years in jail for what he did.
Look at this scumbag.
Let me translate.
Stop it, Rob,
let me translate for you. How are we supposed to undermine foreign governments and create a revolution in Iran if this guy keeps exposing our documents?
Exactly.
Doggone it, let's string him up by his Buster Browns.
Yeah, what were you going to say, Rob?
Well, it's funny. Now, he was asking for 176 years for Julian Assange, but now John Bolton himself faces 180 years in prison if indicted on all 18 charges.
Okay.
Well, beat your prior best.
And again, this isn't And again, this isn't like what they were doing with Tish and Jack Smith trying to get something on Trump. You broke the law, now you got to pay the piper. Good. I'm so freaking happy.
Adam.
If you want to understand the difference between, MAGA 1.0, MAGA 2.0, thank you, sir. God bless America. That's right. Trump.
How's about
It's the fact that he brought in John Bolton to be a part of the administration in 2018, I believe. And now he's holding him what? Indicted for this classified document. Trump famously said, if I actually listened to John Bolton, we wouldn't be in World War III by now. We'd be in World War VI by now. It's a famous quote by Trump. So it just goes to show you the people, this team of rivals.
Did he really say that?
Pull up that quote. He said, if I listened to John Bolton, then we'd be in World War VI by now. I mean, I was like, World War. There'd be so many wars.
Trump's not wrong.
Hawkish,
This guy is a
his
war
hawkish, war hawkish tendencies. Trump would have listened, but it just goes to show Trump realized, all right, I guess I got to bring this guy in, project strength to the world. Then he realized, hold on, this guy's an absolute maniac. Get him out of here. So, yeah, he's going to get what he's paid for. And it just goes to show you whoever Trump has in his inner circle now has his best interest aligned, has the country's best interest aligned, where you have John Bolton, Tom Selleck impersonating a tough guy. Do you have that quote or no?
I found a news clip of it, but I don't actually have the clip itself.
Well, let's transition to the next story.
World War VI is what he said.
Let's transition to the next story. By the way, I got something I want to show you guys.
Yeah, right there. Trump says he avoided World War VI by not listening to John Bolton.
By the way,
not one, not two, not three,
respect.
6.
But let me tell you this. I'm going to show you guys a story about Halle Berry that she's so sick of. I don't want to go to it right now, Rob, so don't pull it up yet. We'll go to it later on. I want to get the crew's thoughts on this year. But before we do that, folks, we can't have kings. You know that.
What?
We cannot have kings.
Never. No.
So,
know.
no kings protests planned across U.S. on the great day of October 18th. This is an Axios story, okay? So this is catastrophic, folks, about us having a king in America. And there's a man who fully supported this decision by tweeting them and endorsing the people that are out there. We'll read this tweet in a minute, Rob. But let me first read this to you. No King's protest organizers expect millions to gather across the nation on Saturday, October 18th, and an event Republican lawmakers decry as a hate America rally. Now remember, this is an Axios story. Why it matters, the latest round of protests coming around amid growing frustration about the ongoing government shutdown and widespread opposition to President Trump's military crackdown on Democratic-led cities across America. State of play, more than 2,500 events are planned across 50 states on Monday. Organizers say together millions will send a clear and unmistakable message. We are a nation of equals, and our country will not be ruled by fear or force. Their statement said participants groups include the American Civil Liberty Union, American Federation of Teachers, 5051, Human Rights Campaign, Invisible and Move On, CPUSA, and others, which they don't have that in here. We'll show it to you in a minute. The other side, the reoccurring movement against Trump administration has garnered sharp criticism from Republican lawmakers who say Democrats are protesting as a ploy during the government shutdown. And here's what the president had to say. He says, listen, a huge thank you to all the No Kings protesters. He said this, I think, a few weeks back. I was concerned a king was trying to take my place. But thanks to your tireless efforts, I am still your president. Great job. Vinny, your thoughts on this?
I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, we all know that the left is cooked. The support what's the lowest it's been in 35 years. 60% of Americans view the Democratic Party as unfavorable, okay? They know it and they're panicking, okay? And when they can't run on truth, they can't run on results, they turn to division and they turn to violence, okay? Here's a little list of all the company. Like, by the way, have you even heard of any of these? Like, can you zoom in just a little bit, Robbie, so I can see it? Rise and Resist, Strong Economy for All, AFGE 3911, ALE Union, ACT UP, Vocal Action Fund. Does that say Antifa? What the hell what's it say on there? I don't even know what it says. But guess what?
Antifa. Antifa doesn't even exist.
Yeah, exactly. What are all these people?
And then they don't even have a website.
Rob, New York Democratic Social America.
Climate Defenders.
What's CPUSA?
CP.
What is CPUSA?
Communist Party USA, and that's the hammer.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, weird.
So, by the way, this is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Vinny showed this. CPUSA is one of the sponsors of this, a Marxist-Leninist political party founded in 1919 that advocates for a socialist system in the United States. Although it once had tens of thousands of members, its influence has waned significantly due to events such as the Cold War and collapse of the Soviet Union.
And then to add to it, because I'm telling, and
So
see
basically, there was a time where people stopped buying what they were selling.
Yep.
And
so
it shrank.
can you and Pat? Can I show the Gavin Newsom clip? And what I want everybody to pay attention is they've lost. They're losing. They have nothing to stand on. They have no policies, no more. It's just Trump, and I think they are, with words like this, and you guys are going to see what he's going to say, they're trying to stoke something, Pat, which I believe, I think you called it, they need a George Floyd moment.
They need a dead guy.
They need somebody
Several
to
of them.
die, to burn the country down again,
need Kent
just
State.
like BLM and just like George Floyd. So I want everybody to pay attention. These are the things that they have to do to disrupt what Trump is doing, to put a bad mark on the Republican Party. And this is what he's basically saying to me. What do you guys think he's saying here? Go ahead.
No kings. A declaration of independence against the tyranny, against lawlessness in the context that there was no rule of law. It was the rule of the king. And I think increasingly people are waking up to the rule of law in this country, increasingly appearing to be the rule of Don.
Oh, who's this
and I
writer?
hope it's dawning on people how precious this moment is and what's at stake. And so I hope people put a stake in the ground, take the opportunity and time to participate this weekend, but again, do so peacefully.
Okay, stop. Yeah, okay. Do it peacefully, he's trying to say, all right? That to me is borderline sedition, okay? Saying Declaration of Independence, Pat, from what? And then, are you ready for this? Because this kind of blends into the No Kings. Don Lemon is interviewing with some, God knows, I don't even know who the hell this guy is. I've been on him with peers, just angry and look, just bitter and angry about life. He's basically
look at the book
telling people, Patrick, black and brown Americans to arm themselves to fight against ICE agents. By the way, I had to put this in Grok to see if it was AI. I thought it was a joke. This is real. This is really him telling people to arm themselves. Go ahead. Black people.
Brown people of all stripes, whether you're an Indian American or a Mexican American or whoever you are, go out in your place where you live and get a gun legally. Get a license to carry legally.
Yeah, like that's gonna happen.
Because
Yeah.
when you have people knocking on your door
he wants to,
and taking you away without due process as a citizen, isn't that what the Second Amendment was written for? Go back and read what the Second Amendment
Look at
says.
this guy, bro.
And perhaps it will knock some sense in the heads of these people who are saying, well, it's all great. I don't believe they're doing it without due process. They're asking people for papers. They're not really beating people up. These people are doing things that are illegal. Nobody is illegal. It is a misdemeanor to cross the border.
Nobody's illegal. Rob, stop. Okay, I'm sorry.
If you're
Thank
gonna
you, Rob.
operate on the premise that
By the
you
way,
could not
it's
break the law by
illegal.
coming in the country.
It's listen. You're a criminal. Okay, number one. It's a criminal. You broke the law coming here legally, and if you don't leave when you have your deportation order, it becomes a felony. And I don't know about the rest of you guys. This is encouraging violence against federal agents, okay, which is a felony for up to 5 years in prison. And I'm guys, he should be charged. And we keep allowing scumbags like this, people who they're encouraging, like even Gavin Newsom talking about, Declaration of Independence. Hey, take your mask off, ICE. Like, when are we going to stop letting these idiots basically try to say, hey, go out there and fight and kill people that are there doing their jobs? And this is all, Pat, I'm telling you, this is all something, I feel something that's brewing, because they need something, Tom. They need something to happen. They need an explosion. They need a death so they can all say, okay, guys, let's burn America down again. That's what it's coming to. I'm telling you.
Where are you at, Tom, with this?
I'll tell you. You know what? They want it. They need it. They want to get their George Floyd. I mean, they want to go back to Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young singing about Kent State, tin soldiers and Nixon coming. We're finally on our own. This summer, I hear the drumming, 4 dead in Ohio. And they're talking about the students that were killed by the National Guard at Kent State when the National Guard opened fire on after believing they were being fired on, they opened fire on student demonstration, unfortunately. And so that's what they want. They want those names. They want to make pictures. They want to make banners. They want to paint their name on the side of a building. They want to ignore the toxicology report that shows that they had, a long list of drugs in their system. Yeah. And, that they were basically what most people would say out of their mind high at the time. But let's leave the truth behind George Floyd out of this. The officer's procedure was improper, but also the guy was out of his mind. But they don't care about any of that. None of that. They want the bloody albatross to be hung around the neck of decency.
I don't know. I don't know if in today's times, a Don Lemon and a lot of these guys are going to get away with saying stuff like this. I don't know if it's going to happen. I think there's so much going on that guys are going to be challenging it. They're going to push it back. I do think they are looking for a massive, massive crisis right now because it is so flippin' embarrassing of what's going on. It is so flippin' embarrassing what's going on with them that they need a massive crisis like this to say, hey, look what's going on. This is what Trump is doing. And this no kings thing, by the way, for some of you guys that are watching this, shout out to our designers. Look at these 3 sick designs they put for no kings since 1776. Can you zoom in, please, Rob? Can you zoom in a little bit more on the shirts? Just zoom in a little bit. There you go. Watch this. No king since 1776. If I want that. This is the kind of shirt you buy, you wear, and you go to a place that's extremely political, and you say nothing. You just got to put that on. Look at that. No kings.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty sick.
That's a sick-ass
That is a sick-ass shirt. VT logo with the kings there, and then it's the go to this one. Look at this one here.
Pat, because you want they're going to keep having these. They're going to keep
put
having
the link
these.
below. It's not going to go away. No kings since 1776. Go place the order on VTmerch.com and sport it. It's absolutely so. Shout out to our designers for those shirts. I love those shirts that they came up with. But yeah, I think they're trying to cause havoc, whether it happens or not. In my opinion, this is the dumbest campaign I've ever heard. The dumbest, most embarrassing campaign I've ever heard, that you're almost giving Trump a slam dunk. I think, Adam, you want to say something on this.
Yeah, well, they're grasping for straws at this point. What else is the Democratic Party supposed to do? Look, here's the reality. Trump has broken both parties. Trump has broken the typical Republican Party, you know, the rhino, that whole thing, your traditional conservative. It is now the party of MAGA, Make America Great Again, or just Make America Great, however you want to look at it. He's broken the Republican Party and has completely disrupted that. But even more so, he has broken the brains of the Democratic Party. I mean, even Caroline Leavitt came out there and she said that the Democratic Party is now the base of Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals. And you know, they say that perception is reality here. Do you have that clip by any chance?
Yeah, this is it.
Okay.
That the Democrat Party's main constituency are made up of Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals. That is who the Democrat Party is catering to, not the Trump administration and not the White House and not the Republican Party, who is standing up for law-abiding Americans, not just across the country, but around the world. And that's
Boom. So, yeah, I fully agree with her. And then, Vinny, you did a great job finding the list of the people who are sponsoring this No Kings protest. It's socialist. It's communist. And as much as they don't believe in kings, they're certainly going to believe in supreme leaders or general secretary of the Communist Party, because that's what Xi is called in China, and that's what Kim Jong-un is called in North Korea. So as much as you think that Trump is a king, he's allowing you to protest. Kings don't allow you to protest.
Yeah, and you know
it's ridiculous.
And you know where the Democratic Party is at? Let's say their company is, Ferrari. Okay, they're not even pitching how good they have nothing to talk about the Ferrari. You know what?
They're just booing the other
They're
side.
like, you know what?
Yeah.
Lamborghinis are the worst. Okay, can you pitch me your car? Sell me your car. They have zero.
Sell me this pen, though.
Nothing.
By the way, regarding Tom Lemon,
regarding
Don Lemon, let me just flip it. Imagine if it was a white guy saying, "White people,
a white Republican,
get your guns out there.
Go get them." And if they
they're
come knock on your
coming for
door,
you. This is the situation in the Democratic Party. If you're going to do the racial identity politics and the race bait, you're always going to have a job because you're always going to have an audience.
Yep. I agree. Okay, let's get to the next story here. Next story I want to get to is Pritzker. Illinois Governor Pritzker wins $1.4 million playing blackjack in Las Vegas. Okay.
Did he?
Yeah, 1.4.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that?
Last year.
I didn't
Yeah,
see
Rob,
that.
you want to play this? Go ahead, Rob.
Look at this face.
Obviously, I've explained this, or at least we did in the statement, that I went on vacation with my wife, with some friends. I was incredibly lucky. You have to be to end up ahead, frankly, going to a casino anywhere. I was in Las Vegas, and I like to play cards, and so then I founded
Listen to the
charitable match here in Chicago called the Chicago Poker Challenge that has raised millions of dollars for the Holocaust Museum this year. And particularly to stand up for civil rights. That's much of what the Holocaust Museum
deflecting.
And so, anyway, that's
Look at
all
how-
I can say.
look
about
at
it.
him.
Had fun doing it. I encourage people to come to the state of Illinois
To come gamble.
Gamble in our casinos here. We have some really lovely places to go.
Do you understand? Like, does everybody understand what just happened? Last year he's claiming he won $1.4 million and he got incredibly lucky playing blackjack. How many times have you been to Vegas?
100 times.
Is anybody believing that Governor Pritzker went to Vegas and had a win that's okay?
What are you saying? What are you thinking?
Vinny,
okay, that type of
Vinny,
you don't stumble.
What's your point?
Here's my point. It sounds like a convenient story. It's my opinion of where the money comes from. Politicians talking about
No, not at all. I'm not at all going.
Well, here's my question though. You think he won 1.4
Yeah,
million?
of course.
What's he
Vinny,
gambling?
I recruited a guy away who came and became my CFO, who was a CFO of one of the richest men in Dallas, who lost the biggest poker hand of all time of $52 million. That's what billionaires do. They do dumb shit. No, I'm just.
Yeah.
I mean, do you? I don't want to go a little bit deeper, but there is like a lot. So this is fully, probably a very normal story. Let me kind of break down the numbers for you. What's his net worth, Rob? $3.5 billion.
But but here's the thing. Pat, he's never been known for a gambler.
billion. He's
but here's
tied
the
for
thing.
number
he's
3
never
and
been known
2.
for gambling
Let's
at
just
all.
say,
Forbes
let's just say he's $4 billion.
Pat, as you do the math, remember to use the word inheritance.
It doesn't matter. He's worth $4 billion. Okay, let me tell you what that means. And he gambled what? $1.5 million, and he won $1.5 million. Let's do the math on how this works. That is the same as somebody who has $4,000 that bet $1. It's nothing.
Baller.
There you go.
Did you understand what just happened?
Yeah.
That's like a guy having $40,000 in the bank, went to Vegas and won $10. It's not a story.
Yeah.
It's like a guy having $400, went to Vegas and won $100. You wouldn't share that story. It's like a guy having $4 million, went to Vegas and won $1,500. It's not a story. That's the point.
Okay.
When you're worth $4 billion, you live a different life.
But when they say $1.6 million,
and I know
sounds big.
But Pat, say what you're going to say because
Vinny, the point is,
he's
you're broke.
He's not a gambler.
The point is, you're broke.
What's more important is his wonderful cousin. Have you met his wonderful cousin?
No.
The beautiful
Rob,
lady?
You're joking.
Have
He
you
has I've never even seen her.
a cousin named worth $2.5 billion? Rob, can you type in?
The trans
she
cousin?
Dropped it. Can you type in Jennifer Pritzker?
Yeah, she
That's
looks
not.
great.
Wait a minute.
That's Danny DeVito in a dress.
Guys, that's his cousin worth $2.5 billion. Are you joking? That's his.
That's Jennifer Pritzker. That
Listen,
can't be a girl.
Give the full name. Jennifer Natalia. Natalia's a great name.
Natalia, I love
Jennifer
that.
Natalia Pritzker.
Our Natalia's
Okay.
cute, but she's not that cute. But listen,
Rob
wait.
Natalia.
Oh, it said he was born
love
James Pritzker.
Yeah, when it arrived on Earth on August
But
13th,
today,
1950.
to be fully respectful, she is the governor's cousin, okay, and was the former U.S. Secretary of Commerce cousin also, Penny Pritzker. This is a very powerful family. Very. Look at that scarf. It's a very powerful family that has real money, billions and billions of dollars. To anybody that takes shots at a family like this, you're dealing with one of the most powerful families in all of America.
But have you ever heard of a gambling, like a governor that's a gambler? I've not. But he's never been known for it. That's what people are like. Wait a minute.
You see that dress? I didn't know that Halston came in at 24.
By the way, I haven't looked into it, so I don't want to. Maybe it could have been.
Yeah.
But if you are worth $4 billion and you got $1.5 million from somewhere, you are double dumb. Okay, it's nothing. $1.5 million is nothing to a guy that's worth $4 billion. Nothing. In that world is absolutely nothing. Go ahead, Adam.
Well, listen, I could care less that he's gambling money. That's his money. You can feel free to do whatever you want to do. What I do care is what you do with other people's money. Because there's 2 points I want to make here. Do you remember when Bernie took the stage at the DNC and he's like, we got to tax the millionaires and the billionaires and then we got to pay their fair share. Thank you, Bernie. All right, welcome to the stage. The next speaker, billionaire governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, and you have this guy railing against billionaires, and then you have a billionaire show up on stage to speak next, and then Chris Cuomo does this great thing and says, look up there, they're playing this game here. Do you have that clip? See if we have that.
This one right here.
See if you have that.
Percent have never, ever had it so good. Line. We need an economy that works for all of us, not just the billionaire class. Thinks that we should trust him on the economy because he claims to be very rich. But take it from an actual billionaire.
So Trump's apparently not an actual billionaire. They're just the hypocrisy is so ridiculous. And if you actually want to see what's going on in your state, Governor Pritzker, you know they have this thing called stats, right, Tom? You talk about them all the time. Do you have the stats of where people are moving to and leaving as far as a population forecast?
Oh, no, don't tell me.
The number one state that people are leaving, if you go to the very bottom there, to the bottom left, is Illinois.
Oh, weird.
So people are leaving Illinois because they think your policies suck. And people are going to Texas and Florida. So excuse me.
Zoom in a little bit, Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, this the thing that Brandon shared yesterday. Zoom in a little bit more. So at the bottom, I want to see who are the worst states. So
Yeah.
Illinois is one,
Illinois
then
to the
it's
left.
Michigan, then it's Ohio, then it's Pennsylvania, Connecticut,
Rust
West
Belt.
Virginia, Mississippi, Missouri, Arkansas, Maine, Kansas, New Mexico, Wyoming, Kentucky, Wisconsin, Vermont. Go to the list at the top, Rob, please. And then are we going from the left to right?
left to right.
Texas is one. Damn.
Texas,
8.6 million. Florida 5.1.
California,
California
interesting enough, has
3.1.
gained people.
Yeah. So and then Washington 2.3, Colorado, Georgia, Arizona, Nevada. Where's New York on that list?
They're about 12th if you look over to your right next to Oregon.
What do you see?
New York. Left,
Right
left,
here.
right there.
819.
So they gained 819 and the bottom lost. So U.S. population forecast.
This is a forecast.
This is a forecast.
Exactly. This is not exactly what happened.
Oh, this is not what's
This is what they're
happening.
projecting. Exactly.
From 2025 to 2050. Well, I mean, this is a bullshit forecast. You know why it's a bullshit forecast?
Because more people are going to be leaving New York pretty soon when
no,
Madonna gets elected.
No, because who the hell did this forecast? Can you pull this up? Zoom in. Who is this?
This
I
is
hope it's
visual
not visual.
capitalist,
It
yes.
is? I don't agree with this, but it's not visual
Why don't you
capitalism.
agree with it?
It's not visual
No, it
capitalism.
is.
It's
But it comes
University
from the
of
University of Virginia.
Yeah, it's not.
Cooper Center for Public Service. That's a
fully
very
disagree-
liberal think tank.
I
Why do you
fully
disagree?
disagree with this. Fully. You know why? Because, look, I live in Florida, okay? We all live in Florida at this point. And we know what they've tried to do to Texas for decades. They've tried to make Texas blue for decades. Just go to Austin. Austin is not Texas. You want to know what Texas looks like? Go to Dallas. That's Texas. Austin, San Francisco. Austin is not Texas. We went to Austin. You went into a coffee shop, and the coffee shop had like 5 transgenders there. Adam almost came out of transgender.
No, I did.
himself.
I did. I cut it off right there.
Adam got married.
No, but the level of homelessness. Oh, like Austin is not what
Austin
people
is
think. But don't get me
beyond
wrong.
weird.
The creatives are going to Austin.
course.
It's a big comedy town. Of course, Joe is there. Musk is there.
Callan's there.
A lot of people are moving there. Callan moved there because of
Yep.
Joe. So it's you're going and following the leaders. Leaders are Musk and Joe and others, right? So, but to me, if you go back to that list, you know why I'm not with that list? Whatever the Virginia group that did that chart that you just had a minute ago, Rob, because you have no clue what's going to happen to politics the next 25 years. You can't forecast politicians. Does this forecast where Mamdani is going to be in 2028, 2039? Does this forecast what AOC is going to be doing 10 years from now? By the way, I'm watching AOC the other day where she was confusing. She's like, have you seen what Deloitte's been doing to Rivers? And it was a pretty embarrassing moment. But we've all done it before. I'm telling you, I've done it before, where you say a company's name and you're trying to say a different company, and she says Deloitte. Deloitte cannot do anything to Rivers. They don't look like sending paperwork to Rivers. Press play.
Touche,
They're
Press
dumping
play.
accounting records into the river.
Press play.
Imprison them.
We're on fire because of corporations poisoning the people who lived in those areas, poor middle-class communities, getting poisoned and dumped on by corporations like Deloitte and 3M, pouring chemicals into these places. And
So,
they want to call
it's
it
an-
a democratic
It's an
trend.
innocent mistake. It's not Deloitte. Tom, she's talking about.
She's probably trying to say DuPont and 3M.
Yeah, she's trying to say DuPont and 3M. Trust me, we've made the mistake. You know what I'm
But
seeing?
her flub will live forever.
Yeah, it will. But you know what? It's very different than what the three organizations, EPA. Oops, that's
Rick
different,
Perry,
right? Yeah, but let me tell you
Department of Education.
what's going on with AOC though. AOC is getting smoother. She's getting smoother. She's getting better. She's getting better. Do not sleep on her just being a regular. She's getting better. And so what that means is the next 25 years, to the crew that doesn't stay paranoid, you're going to get destroyed. These guys are plotting. Yep. They're plotting, and they're long-term thinkers. They're plotting. They're coming to a city near you, and you best be ready for it. So I don't know if I agree with that part. Anyways, let's go to the next story here. Next story here is Venezuela.
Sí.
Okay?
Vámonos.
U.S. certainly looking at striking Venezuela territory after blowing up drug boats, which, Rob, I think you have the clip here. And that's a New York Post story. Is this the president? Beautiful tie. Go ahead, Rob.
The next step in this war on cartels, and are you considering options, are you considering strikes on land?
Well, I don't want to tell you exactly, but we are certainly looking at land now because we've got the sea very well under control. We've had a couple of days where there isn't a boat to be found. And that I view that as a good thing, not a bad thing. But we had tremendous amounts coming in by boats, by very expensive boats. You know, they have a lot of money, very fast, very expensive boats that were pretty big. And the way you look at it is every boat that we knock out, we save 25,000 American lives. So every time you see a boat and you feel badly, you say, wow, that's rough. It is rough, but if you lose 3 people and save 25,000 people, these are people that are killing our population. Every boat.
Okay, so do you have the explosion of the boat, Rob?
I do.
So if you want to play that, and it looks like a video game, but it's not. This boat is, watch this, folks. It looks just like a video game. Watch this.
I'll be the voices of the guys in the boat.
Oye, ¿qué pasó?
Mira.
Yo tengo los drogas. Oh, my caramba, ¿qué pasó? Ay, caramba. Sí, no necesito drogas en la casa de Trump.
Sorry.
They were about to deliver some supplies to people.
Yeah, how much?
Tony Montana.
25,000. Like, how much?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's that, right? Okay. Now, while that's happening, America's nuclear bombers spotted on mission over Venezuela as conflict escalates.
Oh, my God.
Okay? Again, folks, nuclear bombers. Watch this.
And I have them taking off as well. Here they are leaving the United States before they went to Venezuela.
Look at that. Now look at the size of that thing.
A trio of U.S. 52 bombers, okay, Stratofortress bombers was spotted flying near Venezuela's airspace, and what some analysts are calling a bold display of military power. Flight tracking data shows all 3 bombers departed from Louisiana Barksdale Air Force Base starting at 2:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. They flew through the Gulf of America, passing between Mexico and Cuba before approaching Venezuela and circling over the Caribbean Sea. The mysterious missions come as President Trump is ramping up intense pressure on Venezuelan dictatorship. The effort includes a $50 million bounty on Maduro. We already know that. And then while they're doing this, the U.S. strikes another vessel of Venezuela, killing 6. And then on top of that, Trump confers CIA authorization in Venezuela after U.S. strikes on alleged drug boats. Tom, your thoughts on this?
Well, first of all, you have all these people saying, oh my gosh, those boats are international waters. There's some international law. There's due process. You can't be doing this. And, these drug boats disappear. And then Trump does some math for him and explains it. Here's what's happening. So he's like, okay, well, where do those boats come from? Ports. And what's at the ports? Docks. Really? Where are the ports and docks? They're right here by the dirt. What's that dirt? Venezuela's coast. Which way do you want it? Right? He's saying, I'm going to go get these drug lords. Which way do you want it? Do you want this boat loaded with stuff just sink to the bottom of the, Caribbean and give a bunch of, whale sharks a buzz for an afternoon? Do you want that? Or do you want him to come all the way over this way? And that's what's going on. The other thing that's going on is this is a multi-point trolling. Yep. He's blowing up the boats. The planes flew over, and there's nothing they can do about it. And he's saying, well, the drug boats, we may have to go on land. There's docks and ports there, maybe blow those up. He's basically lining it up and putting such a pinch on them. And then the creme de la creme, the cherry on the sundae. Well, we also got the CIA, which basically tells people that there's American spies in bad little groups that are actually probably inside Venezuela with their own rebel groups pointing them at Maduro. So now they're like, okay, they're blowing up the boats. They're coming for the docks. They could be coming on shore. They're flying overhead. And CIA guys are helping our rebels get ready to come after our president. This is just, he's trolling and he's slowly squeezing. And at the end of the day, Maduro is going to be done. Whether there's an election and he steps aside or he goes to exile or he has a sudden case of lead poisoning, as they say in the mob, that's what's going to happen. And I think Trump is doing a masterful job, multi-level trolling and multi-level acting.
How long did the war on drugs ever stop? Who started that? Which president started
Reagan?
it? Reagan?
Actually,
Reagan?
drugs won that war.
Tom, well, guess what? The war has not stopped. This actually makes me, I'm so freaking happy being someone that lost multiple friends because of fentanyl at a party. Yeah, they shouldn't have been doing any drugs, but they did one little bit of drug and they all freaking died. And this is how you stop it. People go after dealers, God bless you, Rob, and all that type of stuff. This is bringing it. And guess what? If you're following the news from Venezuela or any of these countries, you're seeing what's happening to your boys on the boats. Stop coming here, okay? Because I don't. If it's one American that's going to be saved, he put 25,000 as a number. We lose more Americans. So we're losing. How many do we lose a year, Rob? Was it like 80,000 Americans dying from drugs? This is how we. If 3 of them have to die for 25,000 of us Americans to survive, I'm all for it. Sign me up,
Adam.
Well, this is the culmination of over 25 years of accepting communism and socialism in the Western Hemisphere in Venezuela. How did we get to this point? So how did Maduro become this guy with his $50 million bounty on his head? It's because in 1999, I believe, the Venezuelans, and I love the Venezuelan people, especially here in Miami, elected a guy named Chavez, right? And Chavez came in, and I think he was elected not once, not twice, I think 3 times. And then Maduro was his predecessor or successor. And now Venezuela, which I believe was one of the richest countries in the Western Hemisphere, not named the United States or Canada, is now a communist despot that's basically backed up by Russia and China. So we've seen what socialism and communism has done to Venezuela. Second point, what Trump is basically trying to do is he's sort of implementing the old Monroe Doctrine, I think in 1820s when President Monroe said, listen, stay out of the Western Hemisphere, we'll stay out of Europe at that time. Now it's basically a message to China and Russia, stay out of our hemisphere. So we see what's going on with Venezuela. We obviously know what happened in Cuba. We're seeing what's going on with your favorite thing to talk about, PBD, which is the Panama Canal with China. And we're saying, listen, we're not going to play this game. Stay out of our lane. And they're implementing economic sanctions on Venezuela. Obviously, they're doing military pressure, blowing up boats. They put a $50 million bounty on his head. And the last piece of the puzzle is Venezuela had the Nobel Peace Prize, the winner. What was her name? Maria Machado.
Yeah.
So who'd she give it to? To Trump. Trump's the leader. Trump's the big winner here, and we're going to see how Maduro can stand against Trump.
Maduro's days are numbered.
I believe
Very
so.
simple. Maduro, right now, they're playing Where's Waldo with the greatest player of Where's Waldo ever, who knows where everybody's at, and that's Trump. They know where he's at right now. If they want to do something to him, they can do it to him tomorrow. But I don't know why he is slow playing this. Maybe they want him to come out. Maybe they want to get him alive. Maybe they want him to resist. Maybe they want him to, to just surrender and come out. But we'll see. They know what their next 15 moves are. I trust they've already processed exactly what their next moves are going to be.
It's Steely Dan all over again. Got a case of dynamite.
And Venezuelans,
I could hang out here all night.
Tom, you okay?
Tom.
No, it's Steely Dan talking
Tom,
about...
you busted out, I didn't want to do this today. You busted out a Crosby, Stills, and Nash reference.
That was a little bit disturbing.
And a Steely Dan. Let's bring this up to today.
No, it's okay. It's just
Maybe
for a second it was disturbing. But so let's go through. Let's
go through.
Modern artist. I apologize for the singing.
Let's go through a couple of these things. Let's go through a couple of these other things that's going on right now in regards to tariffs. Donald Trump plans to attend Supreme Court to watch tariff case argument. Can you imagine this? The president wants to go out there, and Rob, I think you got a clip on this, to watch the tariff case argument. Let me play this clip. Let me read this to you, and then we're going to play this clip for you. So President Trump said he intends to attend the Supreme Court to watch arguments on the cases related to his tariffs in an unprecedented move by a sitting president. Supreme Court will hear arguments on whether the president has the authority to impose his tariffs under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act of November 5th. And here's what the president had to say. Go ahead.
You have to understand, they've all signed. Japan, South Korea. I mean, South Korea, $350 billion up front. Japan, $650 billion. And they've all agreed to it. They're all happy. But before, it was a total ripoff. And if we don't have the use of tariffs, we have no national security. This country will have no financial security, will not have national security.
I'm with them 100%
and the people that brought the lawsuit are people that are aligned with foreign nations that are now being treated fairly as opposed to just ripping us off and ripping us asunder. So, but if we are not allowed to use what other people use against us, there's no defense. It'll be a disaster for America.
Argue against
That's why I think I'm going to go to the Supreme Court to watch it. I've not done that, and I had some pretty big cases. I think it's one of the most important cases ever brought, because we will be defenseless against the world. Okay?
He's right. He's right. And let me read this other part. Tom, I'm going to come to you. India exports to U.S. plunge as Trump's 50% tariffs bite. India's goods exports to the U.S., its largest foreign market, dropped sharply by 20% in September, nearly 40% in the last 4 months, as Trump's steep tariffs took effect. Data shows September was the first full month of Washington's 50% tariff on Indian goods, which kicked in on August 27. This includes a 25% tariff for Delhi's refusal to stop buying oil from Russia. U.S. has become India's most severely affected market since the tariff escalation began, said Ajay Shrivinda, I'm probably butchering this one as well, from Global Trade Research Initiative, GTRI, a Delhi-based think tank. Negotiations for a trade deal between the two countries are underway with the goal of including an agreement by next month. Tom, your thoughts on this?
First of all, this shows tariffs are working. This is not, tariffs affecting, prices of goods in the United States. This is the United States getting goods elsewhere or making them ourselves. And India's exports to us are going down, and they have to decide if they're going to cooperate and they're going to work. But there's also a game of 3D chess being played here. And the game of 3D chess goes like this. Trump wants to know if Putin will go with him. Where are they going to go? Is it Scandinavia?
Bucharest?
Help me out. With
Budapest.
Budapest. Hey, let's go to Budapest and let's talk. Let's talk more about this Ukraine thing. So he wants to get Putin there to talk. And what is he seeding ahead of time, Pat? He's sending coded message ahead of time. Yeah, I hear Modi is buying not buying the Russian oil anymore. Really kind of unfortunate thing here. He's sending messages to Putin. You hear that? Mm-hmm. Like saying, hey, listen, we got to figure out this Ukraine war thing. And by the way, I'm playing 3D chess with your economy on energy. Now, is that the end-all be-all? No, but it's another move by Trump. And what's happening with India is good. India's not sending a bunch of junk this way. It says, and you know what? Now they got to play ball and let's have some fair trade agreements here. And that's what Trump wants out of the second largest manufacturing population in the world, which is India. And every time he gets his way with India, that's putting a little poke on China, because China sees India as a labor-based threat. So this is 3D chess, and I think this is working out very, very well. And I specifically love the Modi comment about where he's buying his oil on the eve of going to Budapest to talk to Putin about Ukraine. Before we get into trade, Vlad, love you, love what you're doing and everything. How's the economy and the oil thing? Is that okay? Everything okay there? Yeah. Can we get back to, maybe putting a stop to this thing in Ukraine? So it's. I believe it's a little bit of 3D chess in the middle of
sequencing at its best. Adam, thoughts?
Well, look, every country in the world wants to be able to import or export into the United States. We're the number one economy in the world for good reason. We buy everything from everybody. The challenge is what Trump is saying is like, no, excuse me, we're going to do what's called reciprocal tariffs. If you're going to charge us, we're going to charge you. Everybody wants to be in America. The challenge is with America is we don't really make anything anymore. Everything's made in China, or now it's made in India, or it's made in...
We don't even make kids anymore.
We got to start making some babies. We all know that. Message to self. Note to self. Get on that. I will. But everyone wants to be. I will tell you this. At this point, there's so many talking heads out there. There's so many people who are critical.
Yeah.
I trust one person above all, and I never thought that I would say this years ago.
Jesus
Donald
Christ.
J. Trump.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. He's second. He's second.
He should be
We
first,
all know.
Adam.
We all know it goes Trump, Christ, Dale Earnhardt. We all know that in no particular order. But I trust
Is that
Trump.
the movie? Is that the Talladega Nights?
Talladega Nights.
That's right.
He goes, hey, baby Jesus in the manger.
Dear
Little
6
baby,
pound,
little
8
baby.
ounces.
Why do you
baby
pray
Jesus.
to, baby Jesus? I'm tired of this.
That's when I kind of
That's
picture
my
him.
guy.
I just picture him there in the
But
manger.
I also
I like
trust.
the baby
I also
Jesus.
trust Howard Lutnick, and I trust Scott Bessent. I think they're doing a good job. I think we've brought in how many hundreds of billions of dollars of tariff
and this
revenue
is just
so
another
far.
thing to the left,
We're going
Adam.
to see what happens here, but
Malaziets.
We're making
To be
money,
continued.
and they're fighting him making money for the country again.
No kings,
another
bro.
L.
No king. We don't want no
another
kings.
L. Like,
We
no,
don't want
how
no
dare
kings.
you? We're making money. How dare you? You racist king.
I got to go make
Shut
some babies,
up.
guys.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, you do. But, okay, so we got that. Now, let me go to a couple other stories, and then we'll wrap up. YouTube just ate TV, and it's only just getting started.
Uh-oh.
And this is by Hollywood Reporter.
Wow,
this
they're
is-
reporting it?
This is serious stuff. This is serious stuff,
Not
YouTube.
good.
YouTube is crushing it, according to Hollywood Reporter. Damn, that's a long story. For a moment, the 50-yard line at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California, was the media capital of the world as the San Francisco 49ers were warming up for September 21st, saying that Arizona Cardinals NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell caught the eye of Neil Mohan, the YouTube CEO, flanked by a handful of his platform top creators, marched onto the field and embraced Goodell. About an hour or so after the meeting on the field, the moguls addressed creators and guests in a suite. We want to continue doubling down on the partnership that you saw after YouTube chief said, referring to the first exclusive NFL game that YouTube hosted live on September 5th between the Chargers and the Chiefs, and which they played in Brazil. More to come, right? Goodell quipped in a response. Well, that's up for you to decide, Mohan replied. When asked a few minutes later whether that means YouTube is in a strong position to carry exclusive NFL games going forward, Goodell was unequivocal. Absolutely, he said. But as big a deal as YouTube's becoming a league broadcast partner would be on top of its existing $2 billion deal for the NFL Sunday Ticket, the platform's scale and cultural relevance were also on display in Santa Clara. Even the 49ers on the field, large group of kids. Anyway, so Tom, what do you know about this story here with YouTube? If YouTube gets NFL, what the hell is TV going to be doing?
Well, what they have done is, remember when NFL Sunday Ticket was on DirecTV?
Yep.
Remember Vinny and whichever of your friends had a dish at their house or out on the balcony of their apartment, you could go there and watch any game you wanted.
Yep.
You know, if you were, and there were what are the big five? Dallas Cowboys, Green Bay Packers, Pittsburgh Steelers, New York Giants.
Pittsburgh,
I think there's like five, the big five that they've got fans everywhere. Yeah. So you have to have a
The
satellite.
Miami Dolphins.
No.
Oh,
Sit
okay,
this
my
one
bad.
out, brother.
Sorry about that, guys.
So at the time, that caused everybody to come to DirecTV. Because if you wanted football, especially the big five, your favorite team, just get DirecTV, NFL Sunday Ticket, and you could watch them every weekend. You didn't have to hope that CBS or Fox had it on the morning game or the afternoon game. Well, what's happening here, Mohan, is like more to come, right? Because YouTube did a $2 billion deal for NFL Sunday Ticket. So YouTube TV, as a cloud-based subscription, you get that, and then it gives you access, so you can pay a little bit more for NFL Sunday Ticket. And so YouTube is becoming a cable company, and then what they're saying is more to come, because what the NFL did, the NFL was trying to sell, now watch this, this is what happened. The NFL created the NFL Network, and then after a while, and you'll find this interesting, Pat, it wasn't very profitable. They were having trouble with it. And so to make it more profitable, they put on a Thursday night game. Well, that upset DirecTV. They said, wait, you're going to pull one of the games out? It's going to be on Thursday, so it won't be on Sunday Ticket? Yeah. And did they take Cleveland versus, Tennessee when both teams? No. They took Dallas and Green Bay and said, hey, week 13, Dallas, Green Bay, Thursday night on NFL Network. And you had to get the NFL Network.
Yeah.
And then they had NFL Sunday night, which they gave to NBC. And then they had Monday Night Football. So all of a sudden things started getting carved up. Well, the NFL really doesn't want the NFL Network anymore. They really don't want it. Yeah. And so they started doing this. And now YouTube is coming out with other games and other things. And so YouTube just ate TV. It's only getting started. It's exactly correct. YouTube is now a cable network with the world's most giant user-generated Netflix attached to it, YouTube. Yep. And so you buy your Samsung TV, there's YouTube TV right there, there's YouTube. And so that's right, it's just getting bigger. And now the chessboard's moved because YouTube has taken the one last big dollar item, which is the NFL, which dwarfs baseball, dwarfs the NBA.
That bad,
and
huh?
And never mind soccer, US MLS soccer and hockey. The NFL is Lord God King, and the advertisers pay more for football. Want to know why?
Why?
I'm gonna use a word from the past. TiVo.
Oh, wow.
Nobody
Tim Tebow?
Nobody
No, Tim
TiVos.
Touchdown Jesus? Oh, sorry
Nobody
about that.
TiVos or DVRs live sports.
Tom,
they watch it.
Tom,
so they watch ads.
To the average person, what's about to happen to YouTube? Because if NFL goes to YouTube, Tom, and that becomes a thing,
It's a wrap.
I mean, so what are the main reasons why cable is still in business? One is boomers. The other one is sports.
Live sports.
And third one is big pharma. Okay?
That's
So
correct.
that's the trifecta.
Somebody paying for it.
So boomers, you got 20 years. Sports, they're going to Hulu. They're going to YouTube.
All the
And then
college
big
conferences
pharma,
are self-organized.
There's this guy named Bobby that's working at this department that's got a lot of power. Imagine if he pulls advertisement from cable. What the hell is going to happen with mainstream TV?
Well, you're not going to have newscasters making $3 million a year, and CNN is already trying to fix that. ESPN is already trying to fix that. I'm on record as saying that the Stephen A. Smith contract is the last big contract of the talking head in America. And when I say that, I mean that respectfully, because Stephen A. Smith covers a lot of topics, has a lot of range, been here on the podcast.
Great vernacular.
He's out there.
Great vernacular.
He's not reading from a teleprompter. He's pulling
No, he's
from
talking from
things
his
and he's
heart.
making great points. But his contract is going to be the last of those contracts, and everybody else is shrinking the contracts to the point that when Zaz is trying to sell CNN, want to buy fake Rolex, want to buy fake news, he's had a hard time with it. And so they've put the whole thing into a little package of stressed out cable channels. And so what's happening is YouTube is the new Comcast.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Adam, do you have anything on this?
Well, yeah, Video Killed the Radio Star. Remember that song? I think that was the first song they ever played on MTV, which apparently MTV is now closing in Europe. Video Killed the Radio Star.
Now it's Oracle killed the video star.
Streaming has killed the TV star, and YouTube has killed everybody. And now they're going into what Tom would call the final frontier, which is sports and the NFL. And YouTube is where it's at, guys. You're probably listening on this thing right now, so enjoy the show. But the only thing that I subscribe to is YouTube. I don't have Netflix. I don't have Hulu. I don't have any of that stuff. Everything could be done on YouTube. So, Neil Mohan, let's keep our things in business, please.
All right. So
we like Neil.
Last couple stories before we wrap up. One of the stories I want to talk about is Halle Berry's upset, folks.
Oh.
I haven't heard anything about this.
Okay, so Halle Berry is upset because she believes, okay, and Rob, I don't know if you have the story or not. She believes child support, if you want to zoom in, Rob, child support is extortion. After having to pay her ex $8,000 a month to her ex-husband.
Weird.
Go to the next story, Rob. Okay?
Oh,
She
wow.
believes it's extortion, and this is a
I didn't
vanity.
see this
Can
one
you actually
coming,
go to
but-
the story, Rob? Actually go to the story, because there's so many angles to take.
We got
with
one,
this.
boys.
Right,
Well,
exactly.
it's not even that. There is so many layers to this, Rob. So this is an older story, but Halle Berry compares paying child support to her ex Gabriel Aubrey to extortion. And if you go to that, Rob, I think another story came out from Hello Magazine about a month ago that says inside Halle Berry's custody battle, I'll send you the story here from Hello Magazine, that it's no longer $8,000 a month. Apparently now it's $16,000 a month. But I'll send this to you, Rob. Right there, you have it. Okay. Let me see if that's the one.
Yeah.
Okay. Zoom in a little bit. So check this out. Oscar winner, known around the world, Catwoman. But at home, she's mom to two children, Nala and son Maceo, the actress who turned 59 years August 14th. Welcome daughter Nala with the ex-boyfriend Gabriel Aubrey, 11 years old. Go a little bit lower, Rob, to the $16,000. Can you find where it's the $16,000? What's the date on this article, Rob, that you have?
This was.
I think one was this one. The other one was 2021.
Yeah, but
August 15th of 2025.
August 5th. Oh, go all the way to the bottom.
Right there.
In 2014, Halle was ordered to pay by a judge to pay $16,000 a month to child support. Figure she has since slammed as extortion and managed to slash to a lesser $8,000 a month plus a percentage from her annual earnings.
Wow.
But what is amazing about the story is this is what men go through. Okay. Now, Rob, does she take care of the kids? Does she have custody of the kids full time?
I'm not sure.
Can you check that there? Because there's a lesson here. Does Halle Berry have custody over her kids? 100% custody over her kids. I'm curious to know what the story is here. Because to pay $16,000, Tom, to current to two joint and physical custody. Berry petitions as to control this education, therapy, and tiebreaking. Her older daughter now is co-parented with her ex, Gabriel Aubrey, under joint custody. So she's paying him $16,000. Now she's paying $8,000. Can you go to Gabriel Aubrey? Let's see who he is. Do you guys know who he is? Adam, do you know Gabriel Aubrey?
Super good-looking guy that was able to hold down Halle Berry.
But is he like an actor? Is he?
I believe so. We can find that.
I
think he's a
Canadian
model. Yeah.
Aubrey is one of 9 siblings. So he's model for a bunch of different things. And did they get married or just partner?
Well, I believe they would get married if he's paying
Personal
alimony.
life Aubrey. Yeah. Well, what do you, Adam? I want to come to you with this one because I figured there's something you want to say about this one here.
Well, let me just say, Gabriel Aubrey, respect to you. If you go after the literal hottest woman in the world that everybody's going after, every dude's looking for Halle Berry. Even Shaq tells a story about like Halle Berry came to the game, he couldn't even play, and you get her to marry you, have kids with her, and you flip it, and now she's paying you alimony and spousal support. Tip of the cap to you, bro. Major respect. But the reality is what she's experiencing is what 98% of men experience. Because 98% of men are the ones that pay alimony. I believe it's 80% of women file for divorce, and I think that number even goes higher as they have a college degree. And then I think child support, I think men end up paying 90% of the time, 85, 90% of the time. There it is right there. Only 3% of alimony recipients were men, meaning...
Well, she added to that statistic,
exactly.
So good for her.
So
yeah.
the most likely way for women to become billionaires, as an example, is divorcing a billionaire. They don't build companies. They build babies. They build families. Respect, I love you ladies and all like that. But the reality is only very successful, rich women like Halle Berry, like Oprah, are the ones that have to deal with something like this. Who was the famous? Was it, it wasn't J-Lo, it was Oprah. I mean, there's only a handful of women that did this, that basically had to pay alimony. And they're like, why am I paying all this money? And like the famous quote was the guy being like, welcome to my world, baby. And that's the sad reality of this, is that women, and here's the challenge that women are actually going to face. Now that women are starting to earn more and the pay gap is sort of being equalized, you're going to see a lot more of this is probably going to happen, but not to this extent.
All right, I'm going to wrap up with
Why was this something that you wanted to discuss?
I think it's a good story to say that here's what men go through, that this is what men typically do. And it's happening to women to know what it feels like. Yesterday, I'm sitting there with Tico and we're going through stats, and Tico starts giving me these stats. I'm like, oh, Tico is so funny. Like at any point, you're going to get any kind of stats from that guy. But you know what the stat was?
What?
That we went through? Here's a stat. Okay? I'm going to read this off to you, and I want you to think about it. When feminists say they don't need men. You ready for this? When feminists say they don't need men, 96% of construction workers are men. 95% of electricians are men. 95% of plumbers are men. 98% of carpenters are men. 94% of HVAC technicians are men. 97% of mechanics are men. 96% of welders are men. 91% of truck drivers are men. And we know what the other 90%
Damn right, Marge.
Yeah.
Large
97% of roofers are men. 95% of oil rig workers are men. 90% of machine operators are men. 85% of network engineers are men. 91% of mechanical engineers are men. 86% of civil engineers are men. 96% of firefighters are men. 85% of police officers are men. 80% of military personnel are men. 90% of pilots are men. 94% of train operators are men. 92% of forklift operators are men.
Wow.
These are some of the riskiest jobs in the world.
What about a foreman, Pat?
These are some of the riskiest jobs. Well, there's a 3%. And if that foreman that you meet,
there's always a 3%.
Which, by the way, this leads me to James Brown was right when he said this is a man's world, but it would be nothing without a woman or a girl. And there is some truth behind it.
The challenge that women have to understand is there's a big difference between in your life and in society. Yeah, I don't need no man in my life. Okay, great. But without men in society, society crumbles. Like, look no further than what's going on in Ukraine. Sorry to call out my beautiful Ukrainian babies that are living in Miami now. Men in Ukraine are dying on the front lines, where women from Ukraine are now living in New York and Miami and living an OnlyFans type of existence.
So
that's the difference that you don't fully understand.
This is it. And you know what's the most simplest thing men want? They want respect and appreciation. That's what they want.
Easy.
Ladies, fellas, you got to earn it, though. You can't just wake up and say, why can't you just respect me? We got to earn it. That's our job to earn it. But ladies, if you got a guy that's doing his part and he's working his ass off, providing, giving an incredible life, give the man some respect and give him some appreciation. Because if you don't, God forbid, there's going to be some consequences and some furniture moving around depending on what places you are.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
And there are some videos I want to wrap up with. These videos are these not the robot videos. Guys, these are just funny as hell videos. Go with the Michael Jackson. But guys, AI is getting so crazy.
Scary.
It's scary, but it's also part of it is funny. Okay? Here's Michael Jackson taking some. Watch this here. Okay? Watch this. Chicken fingers, I think. Is it chicken nuggets or is it KFC?
Yeah, it looks like chicken fingers.
Watch this Michael Jackson. By the way, some say this is true. Some say this is real.
Oh, you stole my chicken.
Got a crispy treasure, can't slow me down. Hot and golden, I'm out of this town. Move, Friday, victory. Get back here. Run, spin, slide, I'm gliding out the door. Ride up my arms, can't give it up no more. Hey.
Okay, so that's what. Go to him and is it him and Hitler? Is that the one that you were showing?
Him and Hitler were yelling at each
Watch
other
this
about who did the moonwalk first.
Unbelievable.
By the way, it is truly like I don't know if you're seeing some of this stuff. Like there are some that are just there are some that.
There's Tupac. You see, look at Elvis, Tupac, and Kobe Bryant.
Keeper right there. We're looking sharp, fellas. Gotta get a little video too.
Elvis doesn't look
ready. Go.
The seat, man.
Come on, Pop. Try to keep up.
You ain't leaving me in Havana dust, bro. Yo, what's good? We out here in Havana,
Tupac
man.
looks
Streets
exactly
colorful,
like
sun
Tupac.
on us. Got my guy.
What's up, people? Towering over Pac like always. I think these balconies almost my height, though.
He don't fit in none of these cabs, man. We gotta walk it out. All right, look at this. 3 kings on the couch. Y'all believe this?
Hi, everyone.
We're just hanging out, keeping it simple.
Simple yet historic, my friend. Salute.
Yeah, salute.
No politics.
What do you think this?
Bruce
what
Lee.
do you think this is gonna do? Is that it? Right. Watch this one here. Watch.
I invented the step.
You didn't even know what rhythm was until you saw me.
Lies, propaganda from a glitter club.
Groove, man. You can't even
Gentlemen,
That's Jerry Springer.
calm down.
That's it. By the way, this is gonna get crazier and crazier and crazy. And watch this one. Watch this one at the barber shop.
Yo, that's my clippers.
Stuck ablaze in the moon, walking away. They don't cost a thing when you slick on your feet. Clippers in my hands, gliding down the street.
Bring that back, man.
You know why it's scary? Like we're having fun, and they're trying to introduce it to us as fun.
It's gonna get wild.
You're gonna like think about this. They drop in 2 years. They're gonna drop something, and it's Patrick Bet-David does XYZ.
Yes.
By the time you even prove that it's not you,
it's gonna go
it's
viral.
over.
Yeah.
So then, you know what that means? They're gonna have to do. They're gonna have to update everybody's phones, and everybody's gonna have some type of digital thing that says nope, that's AI, and they're gonna stop. I'm telling you right now, this is not gonna be good.
Yeah, I actually agree. I actually think that it's going to get nasty, and I think elections are going to be determined by AI, and you're going to see some guys falling for it. Truly. You're going to see some guys falling for it.
There's another part of it that I don't like, and you didn't hear me laugh one little bit at Michael Jackson and Hitler, because I think Hitler deserves his place in history, and when you turn it into a joke and you're laughing at him, I think the new generation who maybe hasn't read their history books, it kind of desensitizes them a little bit. It kind of puts him on another place, and I'm
like the left calling Trump Hitler.
No.
It's the same thing.
I am not down with doing anything
You're not down with the Brown?
history of Hitler that causes people to chuckle or think about things. He deserves his place in history, and I think part of this, crosses some lines like that for me. That's just me.
Guess what, Tom? You better get desensitized.
Exactly.
Because it's coming.
I know it is. I'm just telling you,
and I
personally
respect.
how I feel
I
about it.
appreciate how you feel.
I
I'm
think
glad
it's
you are
funny to
not.
have Tupac.
I'm glad you're not watching.
Tupac.
Say that again. You're glad what?
I'm glad to see Tupac and Michael
Oh,
Jackson.
now it's
No,
Tupac.
Tom, don't correct.
Yeah.
The proper way to say it is
Okay.
2 packs of
Tupac.
cigarettes.
Shacker.
I like me some 2-pack.
2-pack.
Anyways,
that's very cool.
Okay, so before we wrap up, let me tell you.
What?
Do you know why I'm wearing this?
I was just going to ask you about that, Pat.
I'm going to tell you why I'm
Tell
wearing
me why
this.
I'm-
Okay, I'm wearing this because this morning I wake up. Obviously, they have gifts around, and
There's
my
a national
dad,
holiday is what you're
for
saying.
the last 26 years. Tomorrow's my birthday, not today. Tomorrow's my birthday. This is what my dad's gotten me for the last 26
I
years.
love him.
Oh.
XL, baby.
On my birthday, I get underwear.
X,
I
X,
swear to
X,
God,
XL.
I have
Respect to
so
you,
much
PBD. You hanging in there.
underwear right now that I can start a side business. And
love-
actually, I
I love
make
Gabriel.
uber type of money.
I love
I have
him.
that. So
Every
birthday is underwear, Christmas is socks.
Yes.
And he's very consistent with it. So you're going to get that. But then Adam Carolla brought his, he was supposed to bring this
Rosary with him.
rosary with him that was given. And by the way, from his girl, he said his girl
That
is a
is
Syrian.
beautiful.
This is absolutely beautiful. She put PBDJ here. She put Brooklyn, Tico, Dylan,
That is
and
beautiful.
Senna. Absolutely beautiful. Madam, let me just
Crystal
put this
Marie.
on.
Put
Crystal
that thing
Marie.
on.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
Crystal Marie.
Marie.
And she's a Syrian?
She's a Syrian. Crystal.
Marie. Oh, by the way, Crystal Marie.
That's heavy.
She had a clip once she did. I was
That is
cracking
freaking
up.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey, Crystal, hook up. Well, my birthday's in May.
So here we go. So that's
just
that.
letting you know.
Thank you.
What?
My birthday's in May.
And
May
then
1st.
this morning, I get
Crystal's
these
in May.
cards. Brooklyn and Senna run up to me, and I wore this pink thing that's in a card. I take it out, and it said, "My daughter is number one." So then she says, "Dad, make sure you put an S because you have 2 daughters."
Oh.
And so, Senna, this is dedicated to you. I did this, baby, because you gave it to me. I'm wearing it. Daddy loves
Can you
you.
fix it? Can you fix it?
Yeah, let's
Adam,
fix
can you
it.
fix it?
Let me help you out,
Pat,
PBD.
is it in now? Because one's in the collar.
What do you wanna
on
do?
No. On this side. Yeah. Make it look good.
Yeah,
That looks
that's
okay.
right, buddy. If you're gonna
That
do
looks
it.
good. No, that
All
looks
right,
good.
So
we.
We can make you look
Hold
so
on.
better.
So wait. So are you wrapping up?
We're
Adam,
wrapping up. I will look, Pat.
Rapping? It's time to rap.
Everybody
Let's rap.
knows that it's a national holiday. They're doing
Tomorrow
No Kings
is-
tomorrow.
No one's
Tomorrow's
working
no
tomorrow.
But
no
today,
Kings.
like always, PBD, we wanted to celebrate your birthday. And I'm not going to lie, Vinny and I had a little competition. We said, what do we get the guy that's got everything? I said, listen,
What am I? I can't buy you socks.
yeah, what
You
am I
know
going to do? Buy you more underwear? What am I going to do? Buy you a suit?
Yeah.
I don't know. But Vinny and I tried to one-up each other, not going to lie. And I want you to see who you think got you a better gift. But what I wanted to do is I know that you were maybe considering doing a band. You know, what do you call us?
You're kidding me.
Maybe doing a band. What's
Are
up?
you
No. It's not what you think.
Don't tell me mariachi's going to
No,
come here.
no,
like,
no.
"Oh,
I'm not a mariachi, but you know, Boys to Men. What are we
Okay.
when it called? But
Are you guys going to sing?
No,
we're not going to sing. But I did something
Adam,
better.
get to your point.
I know that you find certain people to be incredible, and you sing these songs all the time. But I have a special guest for you that wants to sing you a song. You might recognize this guy. Remember our friend Itai Ben David,
What's the
who
song?
talks about peace through strength from none other than Evan Agassi.
Oh,
Let's
really?
sing
Zamara.
This
He's
is
saying
PBD.
Nice
Zamara.
Hewlett.
It's freaking.
Get
mad.
out of here.
Thank you,
Good,
Itai.
Rob.
Let's
All
sing
right.
this song.
This is an Assyrian song, guys, by Evan Agassi. It's called Zamara, singer. I don't know how he does this.
This guy's amazing. He's ridiculous.
Wow, he sounds like a. Wow.
He's great.
How ridiculous.
He is. Seriously.
I heard your girl.
Rob understands
Rob,
everything.
all right,
Rob.
okay,
Every word.
okay. Listen, that's okay.
Listen.
Good drop, Adam.
Do we have a message? Did
Adam,
he give
that
a
was-
message for PBD?
Adam, that was
in
cute.
the beginning, yes.
Okay, just play that
Yeah,
message.
play the
for 10
message really
seconds.
quick, really cute.
What's up, you guys? Patrick, happy birthday, my brother. What an honor, first of all, to be part of one of your podcasts, maybe the second one now. I want to wish you all the best, all the blessings in the world
You're
for you, for your
amazing.
family, for your kids.
Thank you so
May
much,
Hashem
Itai.
protect them. May you keep your journey, your beautiful journey, spreading light around the world. All the blessings for you. In Hebrew, we say, I wish you what I wish to myself. There is not better wish than that. And I have a little treat for you.
Okay.
So Vinny Vinny
That was
finds out
awesome.
that I get this.
Okay, that's
so Vinny
awesome.
tries to one up me.
Really cute. I mean, Adam, it's cute. He's amazing.
Okay.
Like singing a Syrian's not easy, but you know what? He's Jewish people in the same we have the same Pat, I think I have a better gift for you.
Really? Let's see it.
Mine is a message from a very, very important person that's taking time out of his schedule. He's running the show right now, but he stopped just to give you. Can you just play this video really quick, Rob, from our good friend?
Let's see who this
really
is.
quick.
PBD, it's your favorite 47th president wishing you a tremendous 47th birthday. Do you see what I did there with the numbers? 47 and 47. Very special. Look at that.
Scoop-a-loop.
And speaking of numbers, you're probably sitting there with Tom, great guy, who's saying, words talk, numbers scream. And next to Vincent, we love Vinny, right? Great guy. The angry patriot who actually does the screaming, if you want to know the truth. I love that guy. Great guy, straight out of Central Casting. And of course, Adam. Adam is still trying to make his point. It's been 8 years. Still hasn't made it, right? But we're rooting for you, Adam. Pretty sure.
Thank you, buddy.
But they all love you, Patrick. Everybody's saying it. It's tremendous. Tremendous team. Tremendous birthday. Nobody turns 47 better than you. Well, maybe me, but that's it. That's it, Patrick. You're the best. Happy birthday, PBD. Believe me. Look at that. It's the happy birthday to Patrick Bet-David dance.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Look at that crowd.
Okay.
Right?
Look at
Jason's
That's
scoop.
good.
By the way, he is the
Talented
best.
guy.
I don't care. And
That's
I've seen
pretty
a
good.
lot, Pat. They do the voices.
No, he's phenomenal.
He is the best.
All right.
Alec
And, like,
Baldwin, he's phenomenal.
And this guy, so I do that.
So Pat,
and
listen,
guess what? This freak. Go
Listen,
ahead.
I
Tries
said,
to one-up
Vinny,
me.
there's no way I'm going to let you beat me, bro.
He really went there.
There's no way I'm going to let you beat me on PBD's birthday. So if you look right here, while they're pulling this thing up, go
Pat,
ahead,
look over
play.
there.
No, to play.
Yeah,
No,
look
no,
over
look
there.
right here.
Yeah, go
Hold
ahead.
on, Rob.
Pat, this
go
is
ahead.
not AI.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I've been listening to you and watching you for a long time, and you're 47 years old. That's very young. You've got a long time to go, but I just want to wish you a happy birthday.
Yes.
I'm sitting at the Oval Office behind the Resolute desk.
Wow.
The famous Resolute desk. There's nothing like it. And I said, it's Patrick's birthday. I have to say happy birthday. So many, many more.
Thank
Enjoy
you,
yourself.
sir.
Thank you.
How do I beat that?
So once I found Vinny got fake Trump, I said I got to reach
you
out.
send me this
Pull
yesterday?
in my
Good for
one
you.
Got the
favor.
president.
By the way, Eric Trump, thank you
Eric.
for watching this. Thank you for making that happen. Also, Kim, Eric Trump says he loves you. PBD wanted to give you
It's amazing.
Trump wanted you to.
Yes.
But thank you guys.
That was
for allowing me to
wonderful.
send this
That was a
message.
big surprise. Thank you so much for
Pat,
that.
and you showed
Did I
Gabriel.
win? Did I beat
Gabriel?
Vinny?
No, he beat you. Won. And
Okay,
I listen.
thank you.
Hats off.
That's all I care about.
I respect it.
I had to bust out all the. I had to get Trump to wish
But
PBD
Pat,
happy
it's
birthday.
your birthday tomorrow, and I have to thank Gabriel first and foremost for bringing you into this world. Everybody's amazed at what you do, how much you're doing. You're doing 1,000 different things, but you still give everybody enough time, and you give everybody the attention and the love that they need. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't without you. So I want to say happy birthday. God bless you. And I wish you 100 more.
My
I
man,
love you.
thank you. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Adam. That was sick. That was amazing.
That was
Appreciate
you. He won.
Yes.
He won.
Well,
Fine.
it's
Whatever.
gonna be tough to top that one. But thank you.
Number 47 on your 47, PBD.
I'm going to get Maduro. I'm going to get
Hey,
Maduro.
hey.
Mira que pasó, Patrick.
Listen,
That
the only
is
chance we have is if
hilarious.
Trump gets elected
It
in
is.
2028.
Beyond these guys, and I can't speak for all of them, but there are so many people here that wish that they could be some part of a prank, some part of a video, some part of something. They're the people at Valuetainment, at Bet David Consulting, they're at Minect, and they were all for the last couple of days, Pat, trying to figure out what they could do. So what these guys have done is tremendous, but there is such an army here that is so deeply appreciated for their career opportunities, for the mentorship that's there, and there were people there, especially at Bet David Consulting, working hard, helping clients get connected to Vault that wanted to be part of this too. And I'm trying my best to do it, to speak for all of them and the amount of love and respect and gratitude and appreciation that they have for being part
Thank
of
you,
this
Tom.
organization.
Thank you to everybody here. I absolutely love coming to work. I love working with the guys here. It's a ball, and not a single day do I have where I come in where I'm like, today was a rough day. It's a hoot. All of it. It's been an amazing run. And we're just getting warmed up. And everybody at 1,200, 1,400 that you're listening to this, and even 5990, Mikel, I know you're probably listening to this as well. The whole crew, you guys are amazing. I love working with you guys. I appreciate you. I have 12 more hours to say I'm 46, right? Is today the 17th, Rap, or what is today?
Tomorrow's your
Dylan
birthday,
this
fella.
morning was upset.
Why?
He's like, I'm not wishing you a happy birthday. I said, why not? Because it's not your birthday yet. It's Sosavini. It's like, listen, your mom and the kids, everybody's coming. But anyways, appreciate everybody. Love you all. Thank you so much. And have a great weekend. We will do this again next week. God bless.
Happy
Take
birthday,
care. Bye-bye,
PBD.
bye-bye. Thank you.
Birthday.
Bye-bye, bye-bye.